Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for AEW Spark in 3, 2, 1. All Elite Wrestling discussion is live. Cue host Noah Foster.
Another week has passed, and you know what that means. As Forbidden Door looms, finally! Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again to the conversation that ignites on all things All Elite Wrestling. You know what this is, for I am the simple man of the simple brand and the voice of the JMN, and my name is Noah Foster. Welcome back to AEW Spark. With me this week is the Birdman Owen Finch and Zero, of course, of Zero Entertainment, and he is a loose cannon. But gentlemen, here we are, just mere hours away from Forbidden Door, as we got another week of AEW content in the books, and it certainly was polarizing, I feel, to say the least, especially from crowd reaction between Wednesday and Saturday. That being said, Owen, good to see you again. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm happy to be back doing this again for another week because it doesn't happen very often. I did 2 shows today. This is my second show because I did WWE Aftershock earlier. And I will say this, I know you're going to make it clear, but I'll just say it now. This is being recorded before Forbidden Door. It's going to be uploaded after Forbidden Doors happen, but it's just the best we can do because, everything kind of is all messed up now because Collision's Saturday. So this is just the best way we can get this done.
Yeah, well, it is what it is in the world of professional wrestling, where there is no rest, it seems. Zero, here we are once again, discussing all things All Elite Wrestling under unique circumstances. But it's good to see you, man. How are you?
I am doing well. I other than just doing my usual bullshit. I am just ready for fucking Collision. I mean,
Botch.
I'm ready for a Forbidden Door because half of these shows I was just skimming through because I was just ready to see the door open wide and we could just watch the damn thing. So
yep. Unique once in a lifetime encounters and so much more ahead. But before we get there, gentlemen, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. As once again, folks, we talked to you about everything that happened this week, as AEW now consists of Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision, as we will try and be in simple, rapid succession. We start off with AEW Dynamite from, good Lord Almighty, the Wintrust Arena in Chicago, Illinois. If you know, you know. And we kicked things off in fun fashion with tag team action, as the Hardys took on the Ass Boys. And this was a unique generational tag team of sorts. You got 2 tag teams of brothers here. You got the Sons of a Gun, and then you have the Hardys that are world-renowned, that were brought in by good old JR. Tandem tag team offense. Jeff Hardy didn't look like he really lost any steps here. But what really got me, though, was when I look at this on paper, I did not necessarily see the Guns winning. And they did, but again, due to circumstances, and I guess you could say the younger generation put over by the old generation. So, second generation tag team getting a win over the Hardys, that's a big coup for them. As we saw, it was Bullet Club Gold that came into play. Rock Hard, Juice Robinson, and freaking Callis himself, Switchblade Jay White. As Juice Robinson distracted the ref, Jay White subbed Jeff off the top rope. The Guns capitalized, hitting the 320 to Yuma, and Austin pinned Jeff Hardy. By the way, Jeff Hardy has been written off due to injury. He will not be involved at all in the Canadian tour for All Elite content. Owen, what was your thoughts regarding this opening match and the aftermath that ensued?
Yeah, I thought the opening match was really good. Correct me if I'm wrong, there was no commercial break, too, like no picture-in-picture. Nope. I think it just was straight, which I like. I always like that AEW starts with a match. It gets me hyped up to want to watch the show and everything like that. At least Dynamite does. I kind of hope they do the different things where Dynamite's a match and Collision's a promo. I wouldn't complain about that because it makes both shows so different. Battle of the Generations. Obviously, this is stemming from the firm's view, but I like that it's kind of its own thing now. Obviously, Bullet Club Gold interfering was interesting. I wasn't surprised, obviously, because obviously the Gun Club did this a couple of weeks ago when Jay White faced Ricky Starks. It looks like the Gun Club are going to be in Bullet Club Gold, which I think that is needed because Bullet Club Gold needs to get some new members, and I think the Gun Club are perfect new members for that. I really like that. obviously Jeff Hardy being written off. It is what it is. I want to leave my opinions about Jeff Hardy when it comes to that. We know why he's being written off. I know we break down news stories and stuff, but I've just kind of come into terms lately. I don't like to talk about the news stories anymore. I like to enjoy wrestling for what it is, so that's why I don't really talk about them. I know people work for sites and stuff that they have to do that, but I'm not in that position right now. If I ever get to that position, maybe I will, but I'm just not into that. Obviously, the big save by CM Punk was awesome. He got a big reaction. Everybody wanted to see him, which led to him challenging them to the 8-man tag that we saw in Collision in the main event. And yeah, I did like that he mentioned, I'm not even a Dynamite guy, I'm a Collision guy, which I like that he mentioned that. That was really funny. And yeah, I think, the way they set up this 8-man tag was really good. I don't think Austin and Colton Gunn are officially in Bullet Club Gold yet. It seems like that it's apparent, but they're not confirming that obviously on screen, but it does seem like that it's going in that direction. But obviously what this means for Jeff Hardy, he's probably going to be written off. There was a thing afterwards on the exclusive where Matt Hardy got upset with Ethan Page that he didn't come out and make the save because obviously he's supposed to be working for them. And, he tried to find a loophole, but now it's an unwritten rule that anytime that happens, Ethan Page has to come out and make the save. But yeah, I'm going to give this 2 solid thumbs up. It sets up the match of Collision, and it was a good way to write off Jeff Hardy. I mean, it's weird that he got that to the face, but we've seen people come back fine the week after anyway. So I don't know. I guess Jeff Hardy just can't take quarters. I don't know what's going on there, but
I mean, below the fist of quarters, that is pretty much a hard shot. What's worse, that or brass knuckles? You tell me. And Zero, CM Punk returned to Chicago. The King is back, baby, but this time on Wednesday night, despite the fact he says he's a Saturday guy. So this was probably a double message, not only to Switchblade at Jay White, but to certain individuals that weren't even on the show in actual presence. You got anything to say regarding this opening match or the aftermath?
This match was a blur to me. Fair
enough.
It came and gone, and I guess I didn't even know Jeff was injured. Holy shit! I didn't even know he was even hurt.
Yeah,
this man literally just came back from rehab, only to be written off again.
Well, also too, he has to be written off because of what happened last year and everything. He can't go overseas, so that's why they had to write him off. Also,
circumstances of legal dictation.
Yeah.
Damn it, Jeff! You fucking you unreliable fuck. But
all right.
But yeah, this match was a blur. I am slowly tolerating the Guns at this moment because they're just there, and and what we saw on Collision, I'm just like, whatever, bro. I don't care at this point. But
that's fair enough.
But hey, the Guns won. They actually building up new talent at this point. The old guard is about to pass down to the new guard. But I don't know if they're gonna be the Hardys alternative, because from how they are, I don't think they're ready yet though. But yeah.
I'm about to say, I don't consider them extreme. What I do consider extreme, I'll let you take the lead on this, Zero, was we haven't seen something like this apparently since the early 1980s and late 70s. Concession stand brawl, first time ever AEW, involving Jeff Jarrett, the last outlaw, against Mark Briscoe, and the ladies behind the hot dog counter, where hot dogs, ketchup, mustard were casualties, and paper plates included. Everything was used here, including the proverbial kitchen sink, tables, trash can, and every member of the goon crew, starting with Karen Jarrett with the sneak up and spraying ketchup into Mark Briscoe's eyes. As Mark was looking to set up a ladder, Sanjay Dutt knocked him off that, sent him crashing down. Then we finally go inside the freaking arena. Next thing you know, Jay Lethal comes into play. But Jay Lethal, he learns what happens when you mess with Papa Briscoe's son, because Papa Briscoe, joke. Choke slammed the man for a freaking table. Papa Briscoe then hit a lariat on Sanjay, but Karen Jarrett then low blowed him right his chickens. Meanwhile, Mark goes for the J driller, but the 7'3", 1 in a billion anomaly Satin scene came down, chokeslam Mark, and this is when everybody who's had bad history with the Giant particularly, Fallen Angel and the Best Friends came out to equalize things, and Mark Briscoe's friends, the Lucha Brothers, next thing you know, was all-out turf war in the middle of the ring, but it worked to Mark Briscoe's advantage. Mark rolls up Jeff with a schoolboy and pins him, doesn't even hit the J driller. and we thought a guitar was going to come into play. There was no guitar. So I will say this for what it's worth. It was something, I suppose, Chicago Riot inside the arena, if you want to use that term. And they're no strangers to that if you know Chicago. But I gotta wonder at this point, are we finally through with the Jared Briscoe freaking feud, Cyril? Seriously.
I hope so, because this feud ran its course, and I don't know why this feud even still like around. But like, this was a match, I guess,
Right?
because like this went everywhere. Like it started in the concession stand and it ended in the ring. I guess this is still a wrestling match at this point.
Felt wrong.
Yeah, because unless it's like a parking lot brawl or like or like one of them little gimmick matches that starts out somewhere else. Part of me was thinking this when it said concession stand brawl, I was thinking of something completely different. How the match is going to be like. I thought this was going to be like either two things: a match in the ring, but the concession shit fits around the whole ring.
That's what I
Or
was
two,
thinking.
cinematic. Probably not cinematic, but at this point, yeah. But
Bygone era.
Man, I miss cinematic matches. This shit was so fun. But this was a brawl, the best way I could put it. And it did, serve its purpose. It did have a concession stand. Somebody got mustard, and they met all the requirements. So I hope I just hope this feud is done for Nito and we get the chance to have a better going for Mark Briscoe. Hopefully, that's all I want.
Yeah, I want him to refocus on his destiny. Oh, and any closing thoughts regarding this? I don't know if you went back and watched the original ones that Jeff Jarrett was talking about. I think a couple of them are actually on YouTube. I did as well, and I was kind of going along zero here. I thought it was going to be like Arcade Anarchy, just a theme type thing around the ring and in the arena. It wasn't that.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing that really wasn't used here was the Dippin' Dots at this point, but I will say I did kind of find this kind of funny.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance, obviously, to watch the last one, so this is like the first one I've ever saw. But I enjoyed this for what it was. I like that it started in the concessions. I would have liked if they stayed there, obviously, the whole time. I guess it's tough to do a match like that, though, because obviously it translates well on TV, but when you're there live, you want to see the action in the ring. You don't really want to be looking up at the screen, so I can understand
That's
that.
fair.
I enjoyed this for what it was. I thought these were the perfect two people to be in it. Jeff Jarrett because he's old school, and Mark Briscoe just because obviously he's crazy. He was. I had a feeling that was Papa Briscoe because I saw the timekeeper like before he popped up or anything like that. I'm like, yeah, that looks like Papa Briscoe. That he looked very familiar. I'm like, is that? No, it's not. It is, and it was Papa Briscoe. So I enjoyed his cameo, and I was kind of scared when he chokeslammed Jay Lethal through the table. I'm like, ooh, this is scary. I liked obviously too like a Ghost of Christmas Past thing came for like Satnam Sen type of thing, and then they all took him out. And then obviously I like that Mark Briscoe won. That was the right decision. I didn't like that it was a roll-up finish. I would have done more of like a decisive finish, like hit him with a guitar or something like that. That was just kind of like, in a match like that, you don't really want to see a roll-up finish type of thing. And I feel like they're gonna set up maybe an ROH tag title match between Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal versus the Lucha Bros at is it Death Before Dishonor? That's the pay-per-view, right? That's coming up next.
Yes, that's coming up next month.
And they can set that up pretty well. It's good advertising for Honor Club. I don't know if they already have a tag title match set up because I can't obviously watch ROH because I don't have Honor Club. For financial reasons, but that'd be the perfect tag title match I think to do. It would be it would get eyeballs I think on ROH and things like that if they did Jeff Jarrett in there. That I would be kind of cool because then Jeff Jarrett at that point I think would have shown up to about like every major wrestling promotion, like because I don't think ROH is like one of the only ones he hasn't shown up on yet. So that would be pretty cool because obviously I think they want Jay Lethal there obviously because he's an ROH OG and all that type of stuff. And I think that'd be kind of cool. It kind of makes sense that, they helped Mark Briscoe because obviously Mark Briscoe kind of gave him the stamp of approval when they won the ROH tag titles. So that was kind of cool. And yeah, this match was just cool. I don't know what this means for Mark Briscoe next. Like if he's just going to go to ROH and wrestle maybe Samoa Joe for the TV title. I'd like to see that. That would be good. Or maybe he could challenge for like the TNT or the international title. That would be some nice stuff. But whatever happens with Mark Briscoe next, I'm pretty interested to seeing this. I'm really happy like Tony Khan worked hard to finally get him on Dynamite and like everything, because obviously the networks and stuff didn't want the Briscoes there for reasons we're not going to get into.
Right.
So I'm happy that, people give a lot of shit to Tony Khan, but I'm happy Tony Khan really pushed for this and we're getting to see this now. And yeah, I've just enjoyed this match. I just would have liked to have seen like a decisive winner. Even Mark Briscoe like hitting Joe with a guitar. I thought that's the finish I would have booked.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Jeff Jarrett to get brain with his own guitar, and I feel like that should be the end game to this. But honestly, I feel like especially in Brawl, yeah, let's just call it what it is. Fun gimmick match, move on. All right, as we go backstage real quick, Blackpool Combat Club was with Don Takeshka in the foreground. Says only 3 letters matter as John Moxley proclaims that the BCC, the Blackpool Combat Club, defined pro wrestling in 2023. And while the Forbidden Door will be a celebration of wrestling, it will become a nightmare under a dream match scenario where you will see the Elite versus the BCC in 10-man tag team action. Bringing in Shota Umino and Konosuke Takeshka to fill out the ranks. See what the Elite brings later. We'll talk more about that later. And then subtly, Bryan Danielson talks about what it means to meet or be the best in the world. As of course, he subtly talks about the Rainmaker, looking to make it a nightmare for him at Forbidden Door. Challenge him to show up face to face tonight, but he believes he's not here at the moment, and he can understand why. Because right now, you might be, to some people, the best wrestler of this generation, but something with me, you may believe nothing more than amateur. And TikTok, we'll see what happens by the end of the night. Before I talk about this, since we're talking about Forbidden Door, let's put the two things together, because for me, outside the TBS title respect, this was a really good match and probably my favorite match of Dynamite. Trios action as the Ultra, Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki. Yes, you heard me right. Minoru Suzuki took on Action Andretti, Darius Martin, and AR Fox, the 3 people that recently challenged for 3 of our 6-man tag team championships. Back and forth, fast, furious trios action where we wonder how Sammy Guevara and Jericho still coexist. Is there a mutual respect, or is it more boss and employee? But more subtly, we got a taste of what he calls it, Suzuki Gods. Chris Jericho, Minoru Suzuki, who even did insert meme post here. That was freaking hilarious. And I'll give Darius Martin credit. He was bold until he got dropped by the King, because when you challenge the King, you're going to get your ass knocked out. God-style power drive was looked at one point by Suzuki to Action Andretti, but Darius was able to come in for the save. And again, back forward action, perfectly timed. Double cutter, though, by Sammy Guevara was a very nice spot. Jericho, he looked to set up action for something, because again, Action Andretti, once free kid, beat Jericho this year. Jericho looking to get his comeuppance back, but was able to escape outside the ring, hits a running shooting star press for a near fall this time. And as the match continues to go down, God-style pile drivers hit on AR Fox, the man made out of rubber. Suzuki then gets caught though with a hook kick by Action Andretti. And then Darius Martin sneaks in the back door behind Jericho, rolls him up for a nice near fall with the flatliner off the bottom rope for a 2 count, which I thought was very clever. Good use of momentum. But Jericho anticipated Darius' next move, counter kill into the lion chamber, and next thing you know, you had Darius tap out while Suzuki was controlling the outside, and Sammy Guevara was also making sure that nobody got involved, but he wasn't necessarily celebrating in the ring. And after the match, Renee Paquette came down, talked about how Chris Jericho and Sting went nose to nose for the first time ever in their respective wrestling histories last week. And Chris Jericho says it was a monumental moment, never seen before. Everyone was excited except for him. He's known Sting for a long time, calls him selfish, egotistical. Have you looked in the freaking mirror? Even though you're claiming to be heroes to millions. But meanwhile, you only show up when it's the highest bidding time. You're a whore. Damn. That's why the Suzuki Gods are challenging you and that Mutant Darby Allin to find a partner to team up with at Forbidden Door. Last year was Jericho, Sammy, and Suzuki that did get the win in trios action, so running it back in a different way kind of feels cool. Sting music hits, and he suddenly says, "Why are you so uptight?" Cussing underneath your breath. Do you know what happened the last time somebody cursed at me? TNA, folks. Nervous because you should be. Either way, Chris says, I need some time with you. Excuse me, Sting says that. But Sunday, he plans on having some time with him finally in the ring and accepts the challenge on behalf of Darby and their partner. And you got to remember, Chris, you made a lot of enemies a lot of places. So we definitely got a guy for Sunday. You will find out at Collision. Some fun subtle stuff. We got 2 matches basically set up for Forbidden Door across both these segments, and a great trios match. That was very dynamic. I could really see AR Fox, Action Andretti, and Darius Martin actually being trios champions at some point. Just not sure how and when against who. Zero, your thoughts on both these Forbidden Door segments, Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite and the six-man tag. And if you remember anything from the six-man tag team match, go ahead with that as well. I know some matches are a blur, but that's okay.
I'm telling you, bro. When it comes down to the last show before the pay-per-view, damn near everything to me is a blur. Cause I'm like, fuck this shit. I want to get to the actual shit. But
Fair enough.
This is like the BCC promo was just a promo, like standard as we are tough motherfuckers. And
we are the Elite. We are real as it gets. Etc. Etc.
Yeah, it's basically the same old shit. Just like a Hulk Hogan promo back in WCW. But for the six-man tag, it's always nice to see AR Fox. I swear, ever since I first found him on CZW, I'm like, it's always nice to see homeboy like that right here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do see them as like trios champions, or better yet, just as a major threat. Eventually, but like, I kind of don't like the fact that they lost, like, because like they are a coherent team, and they could be very fucking great. Just give them some wins, but I kind of get why they lost here. You got to build up the fucking trios match that's heading towards Forbidden Door. Speaking of that, trios. Speaking on trios, like the promo afterwards with Jericho and them, it's a bit like it's all right. It's just the fact that we all know who the tag partner is because we all saw Collision, but
there shortly.
But I do like how they build it up though, because some people probably for like promos like these, they won't really be more specific. At times they'll just leave it as that, but like for them to say that you made enemies everywhere, not even just here though, it kind of got my brain thinking of who could it be and who could have like actually had a feud with him. So like I did pull up a list of rivals he had, from spanning from ECW to WWE to WCW. But in hindsight, it's 2020. This is the Forbidden Door, New Japan. What more can we say? But yeah, it was alright. It was alright.
Dudes with attitudes is, of course, the thing I was implying. Again, looking back at last year. But yeah, overall, both promos basically said what they needed to. But this trios match was a lot of fun. And anytime I can see Suzuki, in the ring, knock somebody out, it's a good time for me. Oh, and your thoughts on that trios match, the post promo, and Blackpool Combat Club's challenge to the Elite?
So the challenge I liked, obviously the challenge made sense. Get as many people on the show as possible, because it's Forbidden Door. I like the people that they chose. The thing I don't like is that Don Callis is working together with Blackpool Combat Club. I get the whole thing that, they're working together with their enemies to take out the Elite and Kenny Omega and everything. So I guess the enemy of my enemy is my friend. But they sent you to the freaking hospital, bad. And I just really like the fact that they're working together. So that just doesn't make sense to me. It never really will make sense. I feel like it should have just been him doing his own thing. I get this; they want to have DeCastro and stuff on the show, and I get the enemy is my friend. But I'm just thinking, if you send someone to the hospital with the injury that he had, they should just not be working together. I know that was not supposed to happen, so it's whatever. But I just think they should have just not done that. But that's just my opinion.
Fair enough.
The trios match, I liked a lot. Because I was kind of curious how they were going to do this, just because, the big criticism that the casuals have, obviously, is that nobody feels like stars because they do these 50-50 matches. But I actually thought they went about this in a good way because they told that storyline where if Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara were on the same page with each other, they could have blown through these guys and all that type of stuff. But because they didn't see eye to eye, that's why the other team was able to get like all this offense in on them. And I thought, they got offense in, and it wasn't anything that took away from the star power of Minoru Suzuki, Chris Jericho, and Sammy Guevara. I thought it was hope spots, and they did enough where they didn't look stupid, and everybody else came out looking good. And that's why I like Jericho in the business, because even if he's going to win the match in the end, he always gives his opponents let them get enough offense on him where they come out looking good. At the end of the day, obviously they were going to lose, but it's not like they have anything to be ashamed about because they lost to the Lion Table. That's a painful submission move. Like once that gets locked in, no one really gets out of that. So that's not too bad. I love the payoff of Jericho and Minoru Suzuki. I really like when they do like the silent killer to pair it up with like the kind of like comedic wrestler type of thing that always interests me. Obviously, the trios match, I like the way that was set up, and I really like. You can definitely see the slow breakaway of Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho because when Jericho and Minoru Suzuki were cutting their promo, Guevara was in the corner. He wasn't cutting the promo really with Chris Jericho. He was kind of on doing his own thing.
Exactly.
And obviously, Stin and Darby Allin coming out, you knew they were going to accept. I like the fact that, they made you want to tune into Collision because I was ready to tune into Collision to see who the partner was going to be. It made sense that they were going to announce it on Collision because Collision was in Canada, who's from Canada, none other than Chris Jericho. So all of this was a bunch of thumbs up. I feel like they, everything made sense about it. And that's the thing I like about wrestling. I like it when wrestling makes sense.
Yeah, I know. Logic in wrestling. It actually worked. Learn something. It's their company name here. All right, good stuff. We talked about the Blackpool Combat Club. Let's go to the other side of things as we get a response from the Elite. Pre-recorded. They were not in the building. Gee, I wonder why. As Hangman and Page talks about Blackpool Combat Club wants to challenge us for a 5-on-5 because they always like to use the number games to their advantage. They know Kenny Omega's going against Will Ospreay. That leaves 3 of us. But correct me if I'm wrong. Elite has friends too. We have friends all over, and we know that they have enemies all over. And again, whether it's Don Callis or the BCC, or whether it's Will Ospreay, Takeshita, sometimes the whole world's against the Elite. And honestly, Kenny Omega's pretty accurate there. But also there's a lot of guys that hate them as well. And they found a friend, ally, one-time acquaintance in the most unlikely of places. Oh boy, I'm so glad to see this man back. Eddie Kingston, who says, here's the thing. Don't like you guys, don't respect you, but I hate Claudio Moore, so I'll team up with you. But I'm going to pick the fifth person, and I may not trust him, but I trust him more than you. The enemy of the enemy is at least my tag partner for one night. So I'm going to make the announcement. So we'll learn later on what that's about. As we go back down to the ring, Adam Cole, baby, is in Chicago and wants to give us story time. As he talks about the Devil was definitely strong on his level. Give him his due. Tested him in one of his toughest matches in his career. Went to a 30-minute time limit. Didn't have the power to win, but neither man won in the end. In comes MJF, though, to still remind us that, again, you remind me of the Paramount Playboy, what he's about. He came back better than ever, but I was the one that dragged that out of you. You're welcome. And I'm still worried about you because you've suffered a lot of blows to the head. And maybe you lost track of time because I had you beat. Sure you did. But in an imaginary world when, if you wanted a rematch as a fan of yours, I would simply say, in the name of your health and well-being, no. While Adam Cole was like, yeah, I think you're going to say that. So how about we're in Chicago? I just kick your ass right now. In Chicago, they love seeing a fight. And as you thought that might happen, Tony Giovanni comes up and says, excuse me, gentlemen, but I have an announcement. And in unison, I love that, by the way, they say, shut up, Giovanni. No respect for Giovanni, seriously. But as we saw prior before this, a Tumblr of RJ City and Tony Giovanni put out 2 names on 2 balls. And we learned the first team in the blind tag tournament. And the first team made was Adam Cole and MJF. And as they said, I'm not tired with him. You want to wrestle every week? What are you, some sick pervert? Jeez, MJF. Tell me you think about that. What goes for that man's mind, considering he doesn't have a wife? Anyway, as we thought we were going to get more instigating by both men, Torch Shivani, and each other, the ace of New Japan comes up on the screen and simply put calls MJF a coward. Show me your strength, because I'm going to show you what strength of NJPW is at Forbidden Door. And why MJF once again says, why Tony Khan's running a dog and pony show around here for the millionth time, I'm not wrestling you, but Cole, once again manipulating the insecurities of the holder of the Triple B, says, you're not going to wrestle him to prove that you're not a coward. It's because you believe he's better than you, right? And as MJF says, I'm the world champ, no one's better than me. All it took was instigating him to the point the crowd said, coward, coward. It's like, Tanahashi, you want a match ever been endured? You're on. And as Adam Cole made it official, it'll be MJF versus Tanahashi at Forbidden Door for the AEW World Championship as he leaves him with this. Good luck, partner. Can they coexist? Will they have the chance to even show us if they can coexist? Owen, what the hell? Your thoughts on this segment this tag team made? And so they put Eddie Kingston's back, but he's fighting alongside the Elite?
Yeah, so the Eddie, starting with that, I guess, the Eddie Kingston thing. Obviously, I liked the Elite promo. And I like, too, because obviously they weren't going to pick Eddie Kingston as his partner. He basically photobombed.
Like he does.
Yeah, and said that he was going to be their partner because he hates Claudio more. And I don't want to talk too much about that because I want to save that, obviously, for the main event because they do stuff with it. And obviously, I liked that he's going to pick the fifth partner pretty much. So this was all good stuff. You know, this is where the enemy of my enemy thing, I guess, makes a lot of sense. Because Eddie Kingston hates, Claudio more. The Adam Cole MJF promo was really good. It really went ways where I didn't think it was going to go. Obviously, I liked MJF not wanting to give him the rematch because he does know that Adam Cole had him beat, but obviously he's just trying to put on a show saying that I had you beat. It makes sense for MJF's character. I like the fact that, when they said they were going to do a blind tag tournament, I remember we talked about this last week. We were thinking, that they were just going to, what that meant was like they just weren't announcing who the partners were going to be and all that type of stuff. I didn't think they were going to actually throw people into a tag team. And I do kind of like that this, this is what happened. It's essentially the Crockett Cup where if you think about it, except might be done better. I really can't say because I haven't watched the Crockett Cup, since Billy Corgan took over the NWA, so I can't say. But it makes sense. I like the fact that they're doing MJF and Adam Cole because it shows that anybody could just be thrown together into a team. So I like that they're doing that. Obviously, I like the fact, that even though Adam Cole's a face now, he still doesn't like Tony Schiavone because that makes a lot of sense.
Well, the Britt Baker fame. Let's not forget that. Continue.
Yeah. And then, obviously, Hiroshi Tanahashi, I liked his inclusion. I like the fact that they got him on the show somehow. And then Adam Cole did exactly what I predicted. He basically goaded MJF into accepting the challenge. I like the fact that MJF realizes he was played, and obviously they do something with that later. And I'm liking the fact that they're going to do something different with an MJF feud. I know we just saw this with the Sammy Guevara thing, but this one I feel like is a little different because from the jump, that Adam Cole and MJF aren't going to get along as a tag team. And I don't necessarily think they're going to go far in the tournament. I do think they'll win their first round match. But I think they're going to lose the second round match because I feel like we need to do this for at least a week or so. I feel like they can't just lose the first round. I feel like that what should happen is Adam Cole should do all the work too when MJF comes in and steals the pin with whoever they face in the tournament type of thing.
Totally.
So,
all right.
And I feel like that match. I do question though why you're doing 3 tournaments at once. You're doing this tournament and the 2 Owen Hart tournaments. I'm like, you're kind of doing a little bit too much tournaments there. I like tournaments and all, but it's like you don't need to do 3 at once. That's
I'm expecting the blind tag tournament to take place across Dynamite while the Owens take part on Collision. Figure out the bracket, Owen.
There's a couple happen on Dynamite though.
Yeah, a couple, but not a whole lot.
That's
Again,
true.
We'll have to wait and see. It might just be tournament season right now for AEW. Zero, your thoughts on again Tanahashi, MJF? It's now official. And Eddie Kingston alongside, of all people, the Elite.
I love me some Eddie Kingston, bro. That is my fucking spirit animal.
You dress like him too, actually.
Oh, don't got the fucking tank top king, baby, here. but like the thing is I love how my man just popped up like, what's up?
Yeah.
I don't like y'all, but
It was awesome.
This man is awesome.
So good to see that man back.
I love that motherfucker, bro. That is my boy. And
I don't think he believes wrestling's a work. I think he thinks wrestling's real.
And I love that
Surprise me.
about him, bro. And I love that about him. He loves this business. He probably knows it is like, all that, but he still held it in his heart. And I fucking love that man.
Respect.
Yeah, man. Respect to the Mad King. But like, so I love how he just appears out of thin air, and like he basically just be like, the only reason why I'm teaming with y'all is because I want to fuck up Claudio.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, I respect that man. Straight up honest. And the thing is that with this promo, it kind of says a lot without saying a lot. Because if you know the history between him and the Elite, Claudio, and the BCC, all that will be morally explained in the main event spot. But this is just letting you know that I don't necessarily like y'all, because if you remember Revolution,
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
so he doesn't like the Elite because of Revolution. Man's tried to kill fucking
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And Double or Nothing.
Yeah, and Double or Nothing. So basically, this is a fucking mix mash of this is a fucked up team, bro.
Yeah.
This is a fucked up team.
This just sounds like a formula for disaster.
Yes, and this is going to be their downfall at a Forbidden Door.
Hindsight.
In hindsight, yeah. So on to my favorite fucking segment throughout this whole show, because this
here we go.
fucking segment was fucking hilarious. Like it was good, but it's still funny as shit, because it's just the fact how the fuck you get manipulated by a babyface, bro. That's fucking wild.
But think about who that babyface is. Think about who that babyface is, though.
Bro.
Yeah, Adam Cole has babyface. Also, put that in perspective.
That
Have
is
you
funny
seen
as
this
shit.
guy's track record?
Bro, the thing is with this whole fucking joint, it's just the fact that Adam Cole story time, yeah, it's cool story time, yeah. MGF, he came out, said his piece. Tony Schiavone said something. Both of them said, "Shut the fuck up." I fucking love, man. Tony Schiavone stay getting abused by these wrestlers, bro.
Tony Schiavone. No respect. No respect for Tony Schiavone.
It's so fucking funny because I never seen a fucking announcer getting so much abuse by the fucking wrestlers. That it's
SmackDown 2004. Michael Cole would like to speak to you.
Michael Cole. No, Heidenreich needs to speak with Michael Cole again.
All right, let's not go down that path. All right, let's stay in 2023. Continue though.
But this is just the funniest shit. So the fact that yes, Adam Cole's a babyface, but he still have that heel nature, which is fucking good, because at least I know he ain't a bitch. Unlike Jungle Boy. But like the fact that they are getting paired as a tag team for this tournament.
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction. They going to win the tournament.
Ooh.
The reason why, because I would love to see them win the tournament, and how they win is by the dumbest shit. Adam Cole pins next week. Let MGF do all the work.
And then they
Not
both
even
take each
getting
other out, and someone just falls in the cover because MJF's the flop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
So
God.
so the whole fucking manipulation, or the how Hiroshi Tanahashi came out saying, "Adam Cole, you're a coward." MJF, "No, I'm not." Adam Cole, bro, you're running from this motherfucker. What do you mean? What do you mean you're not a coward, bro?
No one's on the level of the devil.
Yeah, you said that. So basically, why you running away from him? You're not running away. You got your match. Adam Cole,
there we go.
Good luck, buddy. and just walked away.
Walks off. It's like
That
mission
shit-
accomplished.
That shit is fucking golden.
Yeah.
I hope they win the tournament because it'll be the
Uh,
funniest shit.
the dynamic we are going to see with these two versus the tag team in the ring. Who tags in first? Who actually does more of the work? Who chooses to do more of the work? Oh, this is going to be hilarious. All right. Well, speaking of tag team action, let's go ahead and talk about our next match here as the AEW National Champion, Press Screens Orange Cassidy, and Ring of Honor Pure Champion, Katsuyori Shibata, go up against NW World Television Champion, Zack Sabre Jr., and the guy known for the woo so hard he ripped his pants, Daniel Garcia. But for what it was, despite that, jeez, man, calm the hell down with the sports entertainment aspect. This was a really great back and forth match. Some solid chain wrestling from Zack Sabre Jr. and Katsuyori Shibata. And we kind of were wondering at first when this match was starting zero, there's going to be, okay, two matches. Ring of Honor Pure Championship, AEW National Championship. As we went further down the line, that was not meant to be. Shibata literally setting up Garcia for a move.
Unfortunately.
Cassidy comes in, though, and orange punches Katsuyori Shibata in the end. What the hell, man? And this was after Daniel Garcia did the Shibata stance and got the laziest kicks by both Shibata and Cassidy. That's another tag team seeing going forward. And of course, as we saw, it was Daniel Garcia rolling up Shibata while Zack Sabre Jr. trapped, I believe, Orange Cassidy in a heel hook for the win and pinned him. And the funny thing, though, about this match, though, is Shibata and Orange Cassidy, they were working very well until that last moment. And as we look at the AEW National Championship in the ring, who grabs it but Daniel Garcia, then you have Zack Sabre Jr., but then you have Katsuyori Shibata eyeballing it. And of all people to show more aggressive emotion bearing a title, Orange Cassidy then grabs it and takes this. He's still the champ. And as was made official following this match, it is a fatal four-way. The same type of match that determined the first ever champion at Forbidden Door last year to determine possibly a new champion 1 year later. Now the title has leveled up, and Orange Cassidy's going into his 25th defense. Put that in perspective. But this is a really fun tag team match, and yeah, I guess we're going to hold off on the whole idea of Ring of Honor Pure Championship, though I do wonder who will challenge Shibata for that at some point, considering he hasn't used a rope break yet. And I still think Garcia versus Shibata needs to be ran at some point. Remind Garcia he's a professional wrestler. Damn it. But this was a fun tag team dynamic, although I still think Zack Sabre Jr. is like, what the hell are you doing, Daniel Garcia? Dickhead. Zero, your thoughts on this tag team match and the fatal four-way we got out of it? Are you okay with it being a fatal four-way, or do you still wish it was like two one-on-one matches, one for the Intercontinental, or excuse me, five. Hello, one for the International and one for the Ring of Honor Pure. What's your thoughts?
All right. So
Your thoughts on this
he's
man?
good.
Zero.
He's good.
yeah, I know.
Let him get his head together, bro.
Basically, this is gonna be. I'm not mad about the fact that like this is going to be a fatal four-way because more action. It like I was expecting the pure title online, then the fucking international title online, but the fact now they decided to just run back what they did last year, a fatal four-way, but this time it's not just AEW guys, it's also people from Ring of Honor and New Japan. Nice. And what's crazy is the fact that during this whole tag match, I started to realize that Shibata lost twice because of the orange punch. And
That's true.
yeah, because when Shibata and Orange Cassidy they first fought for the title, he won by the orange punch. So like now on Dynamite, he lost because of the orange punch. And I put in my head that maybe the reason why he lost by the orange punch is because of his fucking headbutts. Turn it into a weakness. The one way to beat Shibata is to fucking knock him in the damn skull.
I mean, he nearly killed himself, Sakura Genesis 2017, for doing that. There's a reason why he was out of action indefinitely.
Yeah.
We wasn't sure he was ever going to come back.
Yeah, and he lost by the blow to the head. So
Fair.
yeah, and what else? The fact that Orange Cassidy is starting to show that he like cares more about winning and retaining the title is basically saying to us that we are getting a evolution of character. And like because when we first had Orange Cassidy, he just didn't care.
He was whatever.
Then yeah, then like as he grows and grows and grows more, when the match that you did mention Peck at the simply predicting that the Chris Statlander match, he was literally screaming at her and to actually win. So I think that also plays a part of him showing that he actually kind of cares. Now that he's champion, he keeps winning. He like to himself, he's basically saying that I'm just wrestling, yeah. But as he keep winning, he started to care, and you saw it now. He wants. I think now he finally realized that he's a champion, and he doesn't want to lose the belt. So this is going to be a match that's actually going to show a whole lot of character, and it's going to be fun, especially with exchanges. You got Zach, you got the wrestling noodle, Zack Sabre Jr. You got the fucking the wrestler and
Period.
Ken Shibata. Then you got the sports entertainer that keeps on rejecting the fact that he's a pro wrestler, Daniel Garcia. Then you got Orange Cassidy. This is gonna be a recipe for a fucking match.
Yeah.
This might probably not. It may or may not be better than the one we saw in Double or Nothing because at Double or Nothing, that's just a showcase for the four pillars. Now we got a showcase with actual fucking wrestlers.
Despite the one calling themselves a sports entertainer. Very well put. I also will say this. Orange Cassidy, Daniel Garcia dance off. What the fuck? That was random. Orange Cassidy, again, he may not care, but he could also literally adapt to anyone's style, even if he's not wrestling, but he's entertaining. So, again, whatever. Owen, your thoughts on this tag team match? And now that we got this fatal four-way, and the thing, there are 3 champions involved in this. One's not. I feel Daniel Garcia has the most to gain from this and probably wants this the most. Might be the most hungry, and that might make him the most dangerous, if not the most opportunistic. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I really like this tag team match a lot. It went through 2 picture-in-picture breaks, obviously, because the main event, wasn't going to have one since it was a promo. This tag team match was very uniquely put together too. Like it really wasn't like a tag match. Everyone was kind of in it for themselves type of thing. They did kind of slowly tease Daniel Garcia and Zack Sabre Jr. finally working together, but it was just so awesome. It was magic to see Zack Sabre Jr. and Shibata in there together. Like that was just awesome. I obviously like the fact that Orange Cassidy ended up accidentally screwing over his team inadvertently, and it kind of works with their history with Shibata and Cassidy because they have that history from the match last year when they fought for the International Championship. And, it kind of gives that a little extra fuel now that it is a 4-way match. Daniel Garcia getting the pin here made the most sense since, he's the one that's got the most to gain. And, it's awesome. He also has everything to lose, too, because, while I think Zack Sabre Jr. and Shibata would like to win, they would still have their championship, where Daniel Garcia, he doesn't have a title right now. He kind of, he would start to question himself a little bit, like where does he fit in AEW if he doesn't win a championship? Because a lot of people think he's going to be the fall guy in the match too, because he doesn't have a belt and he's the one that's not as protected and all that type of stuff. So I think he's got some fire under here. The storyline characterization progression of Orange Cassidy has been awesome. Where now he's kind of transitioned into he wrestles. He still has those moments where he doesn't care, but I do wondering if it's kind of like MJF, where he uses that to kind of cover up his insecurities and all that type of stuff. So I like this a lot. This international 4-way, being a 4-way makes sense since that's how the first champion was crowned. And it's going to rule. I think it's going to be like the sleeper match of the night, I think, just because like a lot of people are expecting, Osprey and Omega and Okada and Danielson to really deliver. I feel like this 4-way match is going to be the thing that surprises people. Like last year, ironically enough, with Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay, where that was one of the matches we ended up talking about the most coming out of Forbidden Door last year.
Yeah, one of the most flippant matches of the year, if we're being honest.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be awesome. And you could set up a lot of nice storyline matches out of this. Obviously, I think that Shibata Daniel Garcia match is going to happen at Death Before Dishonor. And that's going to be the match where I've been pitching for a while, where Shibata is going to finally use a rope break. I don't know what happens with Zack Sabre Jr. coming out of this. I like the fact that he's not having a TV title match because he probably should defend the TV title. But I feel like this is a better route for him because they have that 15-minute time limit that it's kind of annoying to work around. So I think like this is a better showcase for him. And I like the fact that it's representation of all promotions, like Zero talked about, so this is good stuff here.
Yep, and again, we'll see soon enough what happens. And let's also keep this in mind. Zack Sabre Jr. is also the first ever NWA World Television Champion. Literally had a 5-match exhibition with Katsuyori Shibata when Katsuyori Shibata came back to wrestling. And also, Zack Sabre Jr. will be involved in the G1 Climax. When Orange Cassidy and Daniel Garcia, they will continue to be AEW, and Shibata will still be the Ring of Honor Pure Champion. So it's going to be interesting to see how the dynamic for any of the champions change going forward, no matter the result of this match. As we continue from here, Alex Marvez, more Forbidden Door stuff, is backstage trying to get a scoop from Will Ospreay. As Ospreay says he's going to go into Canada, and he thinks AEW is going to need to get him some security. In comes the Invisible Hand, and we all remember what happened last year. Don, you call little cunt. But apparently Ospreay suddenly asks what he wants. And Don Kyle says he's going to set him up with military-grade security. Because I'm from Canada, and I know exactly what you're about to go into. So, especially in Toronto. And Toronto's a whole different animal. But Kyle simply says, I just want to see a fair fight between you and Omega. Good luck. Let's get a 1, 2, 3. Let's get 1, 2, 3. I feel like A is more of a singular versus plural than indication. As we go from there, it was time for our main event match. This was well done. As the TBS Championship was defended by the woman, more than woman, Chris Statlander, and Taya Valkyrie finally ran it back one-on-one for the first time ever in AEW. Great back and forth action here. A great resilience shown by both champ and challenger. Test of strengths. What a kick game, by the way. Especially when Taya fired back with a mean knee strike after Chris took out her legs. Chris and Taya basically back and forth. Taya with the butterfly suplex of Chris Statlander plants her for a near fall, but then a curve stomp attempt gets countered into a discus lariat by Chris for a nice near fall. We get that sliding German suplex spot with the short range spear, but then Statlander superplexes Taya, and then Statlander spikes Taya with Wednesday Night Fever, because it was Wednesday night, folks, and Wednesday nights are all right. And in the end, it was Chris Statlander who overcame Taya Valkyrie at a very game main event bout, which was not our closing thing, as you talked about. So let's go ahead and talk about the last 5 minutes of absolute pure chaos, Owen, and then you can just bring the three together as we close out Dynamite. Eddie Kingston comes down to the ring. Of course, he's respected. People are so glad he's back. He's like, there you go, I appreciate it, but I just got back from surgery and I ate a lot of ice cream, so I got a shirt on, so excuse me for a moment. This guy is as organic and original as they freaking get. Shout out to the Terry Funk shirt. As he subtly says, a lot of things been going on that I don't like around here, that I don't agree with, including one of my homeboys. I mean, I guess he's still my homeboy. He might be upset. I don't freaking know. Teaming up with that scumbag, but also I'm teaming up with the Bucks and the Elite, who I don't respect. And Chicago apparently echoes the sentiment. But Kingston is always like, hey, they're good guys. I don't know. They're all right. But anyway, I feel that me and John Moxley, we might have a problem, don't have a problem, I don't know. But it doesn't matter because John Moxley and I, well, there comes John Moxley through the crowd, subtly. As he comes into the ring, and Eddie Kingston just passes off the mic. Moxley literally giving a mission statement about this, I would say, brotherhood. You know how this goes. If they stand behind you, protect them. If they stand beside you, respect them. If they stand against you, destroy them. Drawing a line at Forbidden Door, but before I could go any further, Kingston just blasted off, saying, you drew the line teaming up with that scumbag, not me. All right, you made that choice. And as he was going to continue to tirade Moxley, Moxley's like, every time. I was wondering what he meant by every time. As he said, every time what, John? Every time what? Go ahead, say it. Say it. That death stare by Kingston, man. good grief. And Moxley's just subtly, because Moxley and Kingston, again, they know each other literally. Moxley knows Kingston. I literally went back and watched that Full Gear promo, by the way. And as he just basically, pats him, be like, if you're not going to say I ain't got time for this. Ladies and gentlemen, the fifth man, called it. Stone Pitbull Ishii. Then all hell breaks loose and chaos. Blackpool Combat Club comes down, Casanova particularly, and attacks Eddie Kingston. Next thing you know, they're out of the ring. John Moxley, I think, so went after Ishii. John Moxley was not seen since. I don't know what happened to him. Then Yuta was decking Ishii, and comes Bryan Danielson, as Bryan proclaims, he's not coming out here. He's not here tonight. Okada, where are you? You know what? If he's not coming out here, I'm going to stomp Ishii's face in. Well, considering his refrigerator, that's easier said than done. And then, I tell you, that coin drop has got to be one of the most prolific pops ever in this industry. And the Manka finally showed up, Kazuchika Okada, and we finally got the face-to-face that people have been clamoring for ahead of the match. And as we were wondering, again, who truly is the best in the world, whether Yuta comes in from behind, little shit, and attacks Okada as Bryan Danielson looks to hit him with the cycle knee, but Okada dodges it and levels Yuta. And as he hooked him up, and Bryan Danielson, for a split moment, probably saw life flash before his eyes and realized, oh shit, Rainmaker, no. Ducked underneath, got out of the way. We don't know yet if he can handle it, as you allude to, instead of predicting Zero. But we know what it looks like, as Bryan saw it firsthand in front of his eyes, not on a TV or Titantron, as Yuta got decked with the Rainmaker that connected. And the subtlety of Bryan Danielson, looking on with a death stare, but also a sense of, I feel, glee, in anticipation. What if he does hit me with it? What will I feel, if anything? Can I survive it? For I am the best this generation, always trying to test myself beyond my limits. But if Okada beats me, maybe he's the best this generation. In a battle of generational fronts, not just in New Japan Pro Wrestling, it seems, for the Rainmaker, but now worldwide, with Bryan Danielson, who is the farthest fucking fame from a young boy. This is going to be something to remember at least. Zero, your thoughts on the fact that we had a TBS Championship in the main event and this closing segment? And Will Ospreay.
Fuck the TBS Championship. Let's talk about this shit, bro.
All right, fair enough.
So okay, so.
But respect to Chris. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, respect to Chris, but the thing is it's the fact that well, for Ospreay and them, Ospreay just basically just why would you trust Don? Like, this man's a serpent.
Can't put that in the same sentence.
Yeah, man, he's a serpent. But and two, well, he's a serpent just like Gato. But
bloody hands, both. Anyway, continue.
But two, okay, the other part with the whole the whole closing segment was just
last 5 minutes.
great.
Keyword, folks. This was 5 minutes.
It was just great because you could see the emotion with Eddie Kingston speaking to John Moxley.
Yeah, eye to eye.
Yeah, because I also what I was also saying about they are saying a lot of shit without saying a lot of shit.
Actions speak louder than words, my friend.
Yeah, because Eddie is literally screaming at Mox because you are aligning with his enemy. He don't want to team with the Elite. He doesn't even like them, especially for what they done to Mox and him. But the fact that you would still align with a guy that I really don't like. Say that Claudio wasn't there, right? And they was going to do this match. Do you want to know who's going to be the teammate for the BCC? Eddie Kingston. If it wasn't Claudio there, it'll probably be him.
Probably.
Yeah. And the only time they actually got along, Claudio and Eddie, was during the Blood and Guts match. But that was just for one time.
Maybe they didn't even get along either.
Yeah. but like they got to put away their differences and just do the fucking match.
They got the win.
Yeah, they got the win, even though Claudio
Took the moment.
Yeah, it was just fucking funny.
Just put it out there, all right? Just put it out there.
Yeah, like he did took the moment. But like the thing is, it's just the fact that like this ending segment was so fucking good. And the moment he said, "You know what? Fuck it, my partner Ishii." Then you see fucking Ishii just no neck, just.
I love that man.
This man has no fucking neck, bro. That shit
doesn't matter. He's still one of the most meanest fighters in the game.
I know, but this man is just see him walking down like that shit is just so fucking funny to me. It's so hilarious. And like, but yeah, so like when Mox was literally saying, like always, man, like always, I think there's something to it that we don't see. Probably behind closed doors. Besides,
we know how personal these two go. If the pandemic showed us anything.
Yeah. So basically, Mox knows something more about him than what us fans do know. Besides us watching his whole career, we don't know what the fuck he is outside of it.
I would say that nobody in Blackpool Combat Club knows what Jon Moxley knows about Eddie Kingston.
Yeah. Other than the fact that we know that he's a he wears his heart on his sleeve like me.
True that.
So like this had to be something. I think they're gonna run. I think they're gonna run that match back. If it's not gonna be, probably after this whole fucking storyline with the Elite and the PCC, they might run that match back, and I would be glad to see that shit again.
You and me both, bro.
With a full crowd this time too.
With a full crowd, yes.
That's the key thing. I was figured about it as well. All right, Owen, your thoughts on the TBS Championship main event match? Don Callis' little, hand out to Ospreay and this main event chaos segment.
The Will Ospreay thing was pretty good. It was kind of just to hype up the the pay-per-view match. I feel like it's probably people thinking that like Will Ospreay is going to join up with this group that Don Callis is going to bring in to like take down the Elite. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's just like a red herring type of thing. I really don't think that's going to happen. Just because Will Ospreay is still committed to like New Japan, that'd be too tough for him to get over to America and kind of make that work. That just really wouldn't work out.
He is in the G1 Climax that starts July 15th.
Yeah, so that'd be too hard for him to do that. The TBS Women's Championship match I thought was good. I liked everything they put into that and everything like that. Obviously, I feel like they kind of rushed this. I feel like they could have waited a bit. I would have liked to have seen them, build up to the match a little bit more. They built up to it like fairly well, but maybe like another week or so would have been nice for a little bit of a build up because they feel like they rushed it a little bit.
Well, I guess now Chris Statlander has a clean slate.
Yeah, I kind of hope they run that back again, just because there's more reasons to go there. The only thing that got screwed.
She's crazy. Ty will find a reason. Trust me, she's crazy.
But I feel like with what we're going to talk about on Rampage, I feel like they're going to find something for Ty Valkyrie. The only thing they screwed up obviously was the moonsault onto the floor, but that stuff happens sometimes. It's whatever.
That pendulum moonsault though from the apron was still pretty cool.
Yeah, and sometimes not everything in wrestling needs to look like smooth. I like it sometimes. I don't love it obviously when it gets screwed up and someone gets injured, but like it makes wrestling feel chaotic sometimes. So it's not everything in a fight, if you think about it in real life, is going to look smooth anyways. So, this ended segment was awesome. I didn't even realize until you just said it, Noah, that this was only 5 minutes because they put so much into it within these 5 minutes.
Right.
Eddie Kingston's a star. I've shown my brother-in-law. Well, he wasn't my brother-in-law at the time, but now he is my brother-in-law. AEW. The thing he liked the most, Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston's his favorite wrestler, and he doesn't watch wrestling. So yeah, like good Eddie Kingston. Funny thing is, actually, it's a bit of a story. He didn't obviously like him at first because he was a heel and everything, and he was like talking trash because we're in New England. He was talking trash about like sports teams and stuff. I think he was wearing a Yankee shirt because it was the match with Lance Archer, the first one they had on Dynamite.
That's right.
He actually-
he doesn't like advertise himself. He's as real as it gets.
Yeah, but the thing is, when he finally became an Eddie Kingston fan was when he saved John Moxley at Revolution from the explosion. So he became, yeah. So I always tell him, anytime I see him, he asks how Eddie Kingston's doing because he's always, curious about Eddie Kingston and stuff.
Fair.
And funny thing is, when there's been points where Eddie Kingston's been in the one, like when he's gone up against like CM Punk or Claudio, he always takes Eddie Kingston's side. So that's cool. So, but yeah, continuing. I liked this a lot. I loved obviously Eddie Kingston. He's just a star on the mic. Like I actually really hope because he's scheduled to face Kenta for the Strawn Openweight Championship that he wins that belt. That's probably not going to happen, but I really hope he does because I think he can get that Strawn Championship, like some really nice prestige, like him cutting promos. Because they do the backstage thing after every New Japan Strawn and everything. Him cutting promos as New Japan Strawn Champion would be awesome. He's owed a title, I think, and I don't think he's
definitely agree with that.
He's not going to get one, I don't think, in AEW just because like there's so many people that like they put titles on it. Things I can understand that, but him getting that Strawn Openweight Championship, I think he could do a lot of great things with the Strawn Openweight Championship. He could really be a different person that New Japan put the title on. But this opening segment here was ending segment anyways was awesome. Like Eddie Kingston just being real and just talking about stuff. When they brought out John Moxley, it was the face-off I waited for. I loved everything that they said because they're still brothers, but since you're standing against me, you know how it is. We have to take each other down. And, I love that Eddie Kingston even brings up the fact, like that John Moxley went up against him when he started teaming with Claudio, like kind of because John Moxley tried to put Eddie Kingston in the run, because John Moxley obviously has something against Eddie Kingston since the Young Bucks, tried to kill him and load him off TV a couple of times. I like how Eddie Kingston says, no, you started this because you teamed up with Claudio. So it's kind of like, the domino effect. You team with Claudio, I'm teaming with the Bucks because I hate Claudio. So I like that,
Who's truly wrong here in this situation now?
And then obviously, what do you want to say, Zero?
I just realized during the whole segment, John and Eddie never hit each other.
No, they didn't.
There has been no physical contact with Eddie Kingston or John Moxley yet, and they're both involved on opposite sides in that 10-man tag team match.
And I don't think there will be in that 10-man tag team match.
I'm not against each other one-on-one, apparently.
Yeah.
Not even when he returned last week.
No, there wasn't.
There never was
John clenched his fist, but he didn't pull it. And the Bucks attacked it from behind, and Eddie Kingston's like, no, get off him, man.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, this was awesome. And then, putting out Tomo Ishii made all the sense in the world because, him and Eddie Kingston have a history from their battles last year at, was it Capital Collision last year and All Out in the buy-in? So that made all the sense in the world. We still need that third match, by the way, because we need the trilogy. And
I agree.
Then, Bryan Danielson calling out Okada. We waited for Okada. Okada comes out. And I'm so happy Okada got a reaction because
that pop. God.
Yeah, because last year he didn't get a big reaction because, but this time it was in Chicago. Everyone respects Okada because this is, obviously.
And Chicago is a pro wrestling city. Just saying.
Yeah, and I love the tease. They didn't do anything crazy. They just looked at each other. Okada tease going for the Rainmaker. Danielson rolling out and then hitting Yuta with it. Poor Yuta, man. He hasn't had a good time of it as of late.
This man is literally eating absolute shit.
Yeah,
but man's getting fucked up. It's hilarious.
I think this
Someone has to.
Yeah, this is what AEW does best. Is they're really good at putting in storylines and putting in separate storylines and making them all thin and making them feel separate when the storylines play out on screen, even though there's all this chaos going on. This is what I think AEW
effect of all the storylines, yet none of the storylines overshadow each other. Yet they could intercept one another based on actions of another. That's brilliant.
And I think this who's the guy that they brought in recently? He's the guy that's going to keep track of continuity now in AEW. If this is his work, then he's doing.
That's Will Washington, I believe.
I thought it was Chris Hero.
Oh, he's on a trial phase. So I mean, you got Will Washington, you got Chris Hero, you got Jimmy Jacobs, who's also
that's a good one.
if they're doing it, if this is work done by them, this is sign them. This is a good job so far. I feel
they're
like
already signed.
yeah, I feel like this would have happened regardless if they were there anyway, though, because Tony Khan's always been really good about doing that himself too.
Tony Khan has been, again, when you're a fan, you do have a level of common sense and knowledge in booking professional wrestling. Does he still have his flaws like anybody else? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you can't argue what the man's done for the industry. And again, believe it or not, folks, less than fucking 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I digress.
Well, a little over, actually.
What?
A little over,
okay. I'm talking about since Dynamite, not since the AEW brand. Like,
oh, okay.
Dynamite hasn't hit its anniversary yet, but you are correct. All right, well, that concludes AEW Dynamite. Let's go ahead and do the Rampage relay as we usually do. We kick things off with 8-man tag team action. It was Chaos, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta, Rocker Merrill, and Yo making his AEW debut. How about that? And United Empire merging with the Mogul Embassy for one night as Swerve Strickland tagged alongside Jeff Cobb, Kyle Fletcher, and Will Ospreay. Everything you expect from an 8-man tag team dynamic. Jeff Cobb again, power player, pun intended, especially after plowing over Rocker Romero with a freaking lariat and a standing moonsault for a near. How does he do that at that freaking point? Trent got worked over in this match, though. Good Lord Almighty. But Trent and Rocky double jumping knees at one point to Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay at the same time. It's almost like I'm looking at one and the same in a mirror at this point. Why Swerve came in, though, and planted Yo with a rolling flatliner. Ospreay came in, nailed Rock with a spine buster, spinning spine backbreaker, excuse me. And then again, we got Yo who came in with boxing elbows on Will Ospreay. Ospreay came back, though, with a corkscrew kick, and then Yo superplex Will, but Fletcher broke that up. Subsequent tandem offense on both sides, constant, as the match continues. Then Jeff Cobb comes in and literally charges over Yo in the corner turnbuckles. Ospreay wipes out Yo then with the running elbow. Of course, the hidden blade as we know it. And Yo was the one. Is anyone really surprised by this? Yo was the one that ate the pin. Fun 8-man tag team action. Definitely hyping up that right now momentum and probably a stronger mentality is on Will Ospreay's side. A solid fun opener as you expect from Rampage. What did you think, Owen?
Yeah, this was good stuff. I enjoyed this. Obviously, it made sense that the heels won because Swerve Strickland was going to face Hiroshi Tanahashi the next night, so they needed to build him back up a little bit. Will Ospreay, it has a match coming up. Typically, I would complain if they didn't do like a video package for like Yo, since this was like his first appearance and everything like that. But since it's in Chicago, I'm going to let it slide because they're going to know who he is anyways.
Chicago knows New Japan Pro Wrestling. Let's just put it out there.
Yeah, but I enjoyed this. I the one thing I am going to like about Rampage is I'm going to like these fun openers that just kind of happen, and you can just sit down and enjoy them. It's good to just sit down and enjoy wrestling sometimes. Not everything needs to be a big storyline. It's just good to sit down and watch wrestling. And I enjoyed this. Kyle Fletcher still impressed me the most. I really think that guy is owed some type of singles title match. Not necessarily a title run, but, I would like to see him have a title match at some point just so that way he can get, like, a nice reward because he's kind of holding down the flag right now since Marcus Davis is injured. So I really want to hope he can kind of, get some type of title shot or something because I think he's owed one.
Yeah, just give me Kyle Fletcher versus Trent, number one contendership for the freaking international championship. And I know Kyle Fletcher and Trent both challenged for that title, but I'm just saying, again, Kyle Fletcher, he shows what he's capable of, and he literally exhibits everything Will Ospreay is almost to a degree, if you ask me.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Zero, what's your thoughts on this 8-man tag?
No fucking entrance for fucking Will Ospreay. I didn't get a chance to hear that awesome ass dun 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 dun.
On YouTube. They do it on YouTube as they do the opening match. I know,
I didn't see it.
I don't get a chance to see it on TV, so this match sucks dick. But like, but yeah,
damn.
But yeah, our next match.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about this next segment. As again, we talk about the tag team dynamic that we are going to wonder what sort of craziness can come out of this. Adam Cole comes out during this next segment, but MJF's music hits immediately as he makes his Rampage debut. Wow. Keep that in mind, folks. And MJF he thanks Adam Cole for convincing him to accept the match with Tanahashi Forbidden Door. And as a thank you, he got him a match booked as well for Forbidden Door against Filthy Tom Lawler, who's making his AEW debut. The first ever WWE Strong Openweight champion that held that title for over a year plus. He ran in and attacked him. While Team Filthy, of course, attacked Adam Cole, kept him down. MJF says, "Oh dear, you're in trouble. Don't worry, I'll be there in a moment. I'll save you. Hold on, I'm almost there. I just gotta take my bling off. Okay, I'm almost there." I got you, partner. I'll be there in a moment. And as he finally walks his way into the ring, Lawler and Isaacs makes their leave. As MJF looks on and basically holds his belt up high and smiles and says, "Oh, partner, you got this." Why, Adam Cole just shook his head in disgust. I think we're in for a very fun dynamic in this blind tag team tournament. Don't you think, Zero?
I fucking love this shit, bro. I fucking love, bruh.
What the most lackadaisical running I've ever seen in my life.
No wonder he's my birthday twin, bro. This motherfucker is just the living embodiment of a fucking dickhead, bro. Took his sweet ass time.
And it took his scarf off. The scarf was heavy.
Jericho talked about that too.
What a, bro. I hope they make it far in the tag tournament, bro. But as far as the match, Adam Cole and Tom Lawler, it's gonna be good. Plus, I haven't seen Tom Lawler in a minute. Holy shit!
It's been a moment, actually. I feel like Tom Lawler, I believe, was last involved in action against Zack Sabre Jr. for the WWE World Television Championship earlier this year.
Yeah. Damn, I haven't seen that freaking filthy fuck in a while.
Maybe, hey, we get to hear Filthy Tom Lawler's theme at Forbidden Door.
At least,
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
At least we get a chance to have him pull down his shorts to like reveal another pair of shorts. Let's fucking go.
I don't understand.
Let's go.
It's such an odd intro dynamic to wait. Gotta get in style. Hey, all right, we're ready.
Fucking love it.
Oh,
Awesome.
Lord. Well, yeah, first time ever. Filthy Tom Lawler and Adam Cole. One-on-one match. Filthy Tom Lawler making his AEW debut with his style. I would not maybe consider this a one-off. This was definitely an opponent I did not expect to see at Forbidden Door at all in any capacity against Adam Cole. I thought it was going to be somebody from United Empire, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. Owen, your thoughts on this little segment?
Yeah, I thought this was fun. I liked this. It was short, sweet, to the point. Tom Lawler, I'm happy is here. I've always enjoyed him with his first strong openweight title and everything like that. The person I was surprised to see here was Royce Isaacs, because I haven't seen Royce Isaacs since New Japan last year, because obviously I can't watch New Japan. That dude got big. I don't know what happened to him. He's big now.
West Coast Wrecking Crew, man, they still keep in shape. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, this is the same guy, by the way. I'm so happy he doesn't work for the NWA anymore, because NWA did Royce Isaacs no favors. He was a joke in the NWA. And it wasn't his fault, because he was, good. But, you see him outside of the NWA in New Japan, it's like, whoa. No wonder why the guy left. He's a freaking wrecking machine. I remember the first time I saw him outside of the NWA. I think he wrestled. Wrestle. I think it was Bloodsport. I don't remember who he faced, but he was in Bloodsport.
He was in Bloodsport. You are correct.
Yeah, I'm really really happy about this. Adam Cole versus Tom Lawler. I think it's going to be some good stuff. Tom Lawler's kind of cool too, because this is you guys may know this. I think he used to work for the Wrestling Observer. I think it was the Figure 4 version of it, and he actually reviewed Impact and all that type of stuff, 2016. And it was funny because Brian Alvarez would always let him host the show, and he did well in it. But it's really hard to believe that this is the same guy. So it's going to be kind of cool to see someone from the Wrestling Observer wrestling, not from there, but who used to be there wrestling on AEW. It's just really wild. And him and Adam Cole, I think, is going to really deliver. I think we're going to be surprised. And I'm interested because it's Clash of Styles, because Tom Lawler is very technical, and Adam Cole is kind of a hybrid wrestler. I would consider Adam Cole. So this is going to be interesting to see how they work. I do wonder if he is going to be able to take the Canadian Destroyer, because I don't see him being able to take that.
That's a good point. We'll find out soon enough.
Well, not the Canadian Destroyer, but the Panama Sunrise.
Well, it is what it is.
I just realized the last time I saw Tom Lawler was, I believe it was him versus Homicide.
Yeah, Battle of the Valley.
Filthy rules. Yes. Fuck.
Yeah.
Been a moment. All right. Hey, he's back now. I will take your son. Damn, get that theme. All right. Speaking of music and themes, Simon Cowell would have chastised what happened here. But before that, the Acclaim came out and beat 3 people. Excuse me. The Acclaim, Everybody's and Max Caster, why Billy Gunn was on the apron. as we had a subtle fall in with the mic drop and the arrival combination after Sesame Timbers. Moving on up from there, though, QTV wanted to recruit people for an exclusive music video, it seems, as Harley Cameron makes her way to the ring. And she calls herself not only an incredible journalist, but an amazing musician. And she pictures the Acclaim and Harley Cameron. Why that in sentence runs kind of like something that could work. This would make cats cry, I feel like.
Yeah.
And why she said they're great rappers, she's got a rap, and all I'm going to say is, white girl, don't quit your day job. Meanwhile, as they cut this off here at the seams, basically, Bowens reminds her, look, sweetie, I'm gay. Just straight out open. I'm Prima, just straight out, just say it. I didn't expect that to be said on a wrestling show. I'm just straight out there. The eyes, it's like, he's gay, he's gay. What the fuck? Okay, mate. Talk about being inclusive. But anyway, QT is like, enough of the disrespect. That rap was incredible. QT, you are foolish. And why he once again talked about, what the Acclaim were missing out on in this, why she had two Jabberwockies with her. One of those Jabberwockies revealed themselves to be, insert Johnny, last name here, now known as John Hannigan, folks. Johnny TV is part of QTV, and he worked out daddy ass. So, as he laid him out, then it was QT Machado and So that attacked the Acclaim from behind. The Acclaim and daddy ass were left laying. Looks like QTV has a new member, and we will see what happens when this guy is on screen in slow-mo. I guess that is an exclusive, but yeah. What the fuck happened with all of this? Owen?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Obviously, I like the squash. I always enjoy seeing the Acclaim. And then, yeah, it just got weird. Harley Cameron came out and tried to sin and failed miserably. I like that. I like that Billy Gunn even cut her off. It's like, okay, we're not doing this. This is not happening. Like,
look. She's capable. The character that they were doing, hailed to the note. This is the same woman that created the theme and sung for the inspiration. Just saying. Shout out to Jessica McKay and Payne Bryce. All the best. Anyway, continue.
And obviously, I love too when Harley Cameron was like, I saw the way you're looking at me, Anthony Bowens. I thought I know you like me, and I'm like thinking to myself, wait, but he's gay. Then like he's obviously not gonna like her. And AEW did it. I didn't think they do it. Like that self-awareness. And like he actually mentioned that we got a he's gay chair. Like I couldn't believe what was going on here. I couldn't believe it. And then I knew someone was gonna be under those masks because she came out with those people. Johnny TV, I did not expect to be the person though. I did not expect to see Johnny TV out there.
Johnny TV.
I think he's gonna fit well with this group because obviously this group's kind of like fairly comedy, fairly like serious. Obviously if you see Johnny TV's days, when he was with the Miz and the Dirt Sheet, I think he can make this work really well.
The must-see.
Yeah, and then I don't know who the other guy was. If that's gonna be revealed later, or if he was just kind of there as like a red herring, I'm not sure. The one thing I do hope out of this, I hope Powerhouse Hobbs is out of this. With what happens on Collision, I think Powerhouse Hobbs is out of this just because, like, I feel like Powerhouse Hobbs doesn't need to be a part of this anymore. I feel like we need to get him out of there. Like, I get we want to have QT Marshall with him because, like, QT can talk. But I think Powerhouse Hobbs does well enough on the promos. Like, he's not great on the mic, but you don't have to be sometimes in wrestling. Like, you don't have to talk all the time. So I hope Powerhouse Hobbs is out of this. But, yeah, I liked this for what it was. I feel like we're going to get, like, a nice entertaining feud out of this. And, I like the fact, they care enough about the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn to get him in a program. Like, they're good. They're still over, so get him in a program. Get him in there. So I like this. I do wonder if this is just going to be a Rampage feud. Are they going to carry this over to Collision? Are they going to carry this over to Dynamite? I'm really not sure, but we'll have to wait and see.
All right. Zero, it's Johnny Mundo. It's Johnny Impact. It's John Morrison. It's John Hannigan. It's Johnny Extreme. It's Johnny Elite. It's Johnny TV. Your thoughts on this whole thing?
Where to begin?
You tell me.
I don't know.
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Like I'm gonna be fucking real with you.
Go ahead.
When I always knew he was gay, but to actually have him say that on TV actually put a smile on my face. Cause like the fact that he literally came out right on fucking TV just makes me happy because as a
Wow.
member of the part of the LGBT community, I am fucking happy. Makes
Respect.
makes me smile, bro.
It's still LGBT month, correct? Or
Yeah,
Pride
it's
month,
Pride
whatever.
Month.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, yeah,
So
Pride Month. And like I always say, again, support one another, respect each other, and as RJ City subtly says, Aubrey Edwards, you're bisexual. So there you go. All the respect. Shout out to Dasha's dress, by the way.
yeah,
Lovely stuff.
and
Continue.
just for that, I put on the top 10 list of LGBT wrestlers that is my personal favorite. Number 10, Kiera Hogan. Number 9, Shayna Baszler. Number 8, Nyla Rose. And number 7, Alley Cat. Number 6, Tony Storm. Number 5, Effie. Number 4, Ethany Bowens. Number 3, Sunny Kiss because because they got a nice ass. Number 2, Mike Bailey, the GOAT. He did fucking great in the best of the Super Juniors. Number 1, Kid Bandit. That's my list.
Respect.
So, yeah.
Shout out to
There you
Best
go.
Member of AEW.
Yeah.
All right. So besides the whole identity, what's your thoughts with Johnny TV now back in All Elite Wrestling, part QTV?
His name should in hindsight, that kind of makes sense why like his name is Johnny TV because of QTV. But I was hoping for Johnny Elite. But no, Johnny TV. But hey, another name turned to his long list of fucking names. Congratulations.
Sure, we Google it.
Yeah.
He's got at least 10 of them at this point. Good Lord Almighty.
I like it to come out. I like it to come out as a different name every week. That'd be funny. Just make
Actually,
it.
I'm gonna be real with you. That has to be one of the best gimmicks I've ever seen in my life. It's just the fact that he comes up with random ass fucking names that surprisingly actually make sense because in different promotions he's like something different. Like
Exactly.
for like when he was in TNA, he was Johnny Impact. When he was in Lucha Underground, Johnny Mundo. When he's in any other promotions, it makes sense.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, again, the man of 1,000 last names. I mean, I remember watching a TV show where there was a character that says, "My name is changed daily." And literally his name is changed daily because he picks up a device and he gives a random name every episode. So, again, if Johnny, insert last name here, starts doing that, I think the AEW graphics department is going to run out of creative headers. But still.
That actually reminds me of when Trent Beretta, when he lost his last name. So, like, his name is Trent ?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Fucking awesome.
I think his first introduction by Justin Roberts was Trent. So in that form.
Trent?
One more thing I'll say too, that when I mentioned we know what's coming next for Tyra Valkyrie, I think Tyra Valkyrie is going to be joining this faction fairly soon since John.
Considering her husband's in it.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Harley Cameron would like to write a song for her or a music video versus what WrestleFlow did. So there you go.
I kind of want to see the music video now. That shit would be fucking dumb.
But it would work because it's QTV.
I love it.
Why do I love QTV? Why is this brilliant to a degree?
Because
oh my gosh.
Because this is a wrestling TMZ. You gotta love it,
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
TMZ, matter of fact, but yeah.
But I do agree about that. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the Owen now. The Owen kicked off for the women in the women's quarterfinal as the Jericho Appreciation Societies on a JAS with Daddy Magic and Cool and Ange in the corner. Took on Chicago's own Sky Blue. Yeah, the theme and everything. As we had an early con double tie-up, Anna Jay got the upper hand using a hip attack, but Sky countered back with a waist lock hip attack of her own, and then Anna Jay basically got backed up with a drop kick, but DDT Sky Blue on the arena floor, thanks to distractions by, of course, the running mates, formerly known as 2.0. Of course, I'm talking about Cool and Jansen, the loudmouth Daddy Magic, but respect. Because you want a taste? Anyway, as Anna Jay was basically, telling everybody she's going to choke her out, controlling and entertaining during the picture-in-picture. We come back, she's another DDT for a near fall, but Sky Blue continues to fight back, battering Anna Jay with forearms, falls up with a knee strike to Anna Jay, and then connects that. The way she spins like a record, seamlessly and perfectly. Catches on the rebound with the roundhouse kick from the downward position. Brilliant. Crossbody followed for a nice near fall. Then Anna Jay catches Sky Blue with a backstabber, though, for a near fall. Good back and forth action here. As she finally locks in the Cream Slayer off another distraction, Sky Blue is able to escape it and hit a thrust kick, and then finally followed up with the Code Blue. And Sky Blue advances, pinning Anna Jay, and continues with 4 momentum so far in AEW this year. And calling it now, she is my pick to win the Owen. She deserves it. A good match, though, I would say, to kick things off with 2 AEW originals. But I gotta be honest here, Zero. Ever since Anna Jay became Anna JAS, the whole thing's kind of fallen flat, and she's kind of been in a downward spiral since what Julia Hart said, and Julia Hart beat her in Detroit. So with the whole idea of Jericho and Sammy finally drifting apart, maybe Anna Jay goes on her own way too, some point soon, and resets herself. What was your thoughts on this match?
Ever since she aligned herself with the JAS and homegirl Julia Hart literally spoke facts, she became a fucking loser, which is hilarious.
Damn.
So I think she gotta take this, just hold this L and try to actually understand that you have no fucking family no more. The last family you was with, you turned on, the Dark Order, and they ain't doing too well either.
Yeah.
They ain't doing too well either.
That's fair, unfortunately.
My boys, the fucking righteous, has just been terrorizing them.
Yeah.
Dig what I'm saying?
Anyway, man, continue on. So, yeah, as far as Anna Jay's
Yeah,
downward, how about Sky Blue's upward trajectory?
I'm happy for Sky Blue, and I love the fact that her that the name of her finisher is literally the Code Blue.
Yeah.
Not the Code Red, it's the Code Blue. That makes
Right.
sense. Plus, hers is different. She don't come from the front. She comes from the side, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, she comes from the side and sets it up and just basically kind of corkscrews her way into position and executes it.
Yeah, that's a really good transition, for real. But yeah, I hope Sky Blue win the tournament because she's one of the best homegrown talents, and she proved herself. Pin she did went toe to toe against Toni Storm, so this is probably her moment, and I hope it is. Unless it's AEW booking and then lets somebody else win, but you know.
Well, again, women's division, I feel it's finally on the uprise since Double or Nothing.
It
Let's
is.
not try and go backwards.
It is on the price.
There we go.
You need to stay there.
Well, again, upward trajectory. We'll see how far. Owen, your thoughts on this women's quarterfinal match, the first one of the women's Owen?
Yeah, I like this. I hope they do something with the Owen this year. I gave it, like I said, we talked about, I gave it a pass for the reasons I mentioned in the past episode. Just go watch that. Because I'm not going to repeat myself. I like this.
No need to be redundant.
Yeah, I liked this. You know, I think it should have main evented just because it's the kickoff of the tournament. I guess I get why it didn't main event, considering what actually happens in the main event, since it was Forbidden Door High. But I kind of thought it was weird they didn't main event the first match of the Owen. I thought that was strange, especially too because the person who was in the match was like their hometown and stuff, so that was just strange. But I like the rise of Sky Blue. I'm happy she's finally getting this opportunity. They got to change something up with Anna JAS, Anna J, just because it really hasn't been very good ever since she's joined the Jericho Appreciation Society. I think something needs to change, whether it's her turning babyface, her taking time off and then coming back and turning babyface or whatever, just because what's working isn't translated. I feel like, too, it also was at a bad time she joined because it was when Eddie Kingston needed that victory over Chris Jericho, and it kind of affected Eddie Kingston's momentum a little bit. Like, he did a turn and affected Eddie Kingston, and now Eddie Kingston's fine, obviously, because he's such a great promo and everything, and he's finally back on his feet. But that loss to Jericho, just really don't think I did him any favors. But I liked this. Jericho in commentary was fairly entertaining because he was very against the Sky Blue and totally in favor of Anna Jay. Just because obviously, he's a heel and they're a faction together and everything like
double
that.
Double standard on commentary, as always.
Yeah. Get well soon, JR, by the way. We should say that. I think we said it last week, but this is the first week that he wasn't there. But, I liked, the uprise of Sky Blue. I don't know if she'll win the tournament. I think she should make it, to the finals because the other bracket, there's other people in there, that we're going to talk about later that is a very strong candidate also to win it. And again, I just hope someone who wins the Owen tournaments this year, there's there's a special prize who a title shot or something, just because that would be very nice. So I think that's
All
going to
right.
be good stuff.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to our main event here. As Jungle Boy Jack Perry took on, making his debut, in Donkey of Just 5 Guys with Yoshinobu Kamaro. I'm just going to say this real quick. How dare you cut off the voice of Taka Michinoku in the effing intro? The disrespect to the guy, don't call him legend, but I digress. This was a good back and forth match as Doki again, he's loco. Early going, shoulder tackle, and the real perception was not the wrestling match, it was the audience. It finally feels like the audience is turning against sympathetic, emotional Jungle Boy Jack Perry who doesn't capitalize on opportunity. We saw that during this match at multiple points. When Doki smashed him with a double foot stomp, but then Jungle Boy Jack Perry answered back with a tiger driver for a 2 count. Crowd was a little bit annoyed, while Jungle Boy Jack Perry was also frustrated. I think frustrated more so with himself versus the audience reception and the fact he didn't put Doki down behind that. And then Jungle Boy Jack Perry is pulled over the timekeeper's table, and basically, again, Jack Perry out of character, as Toy Giovanni alluded to. As Doki kicked Jack and followed up with a diving senton, smashing him through the table. Brilliant. Jungle Boy Jack Perry clobbered Doki, though, with a lariat, but Doki then mustered up and followed up with a brainbuster. These two back and forth, crazy madman. While Doki struck Jungle Boy head first the DDT for a near fall of the match, Jack Perry fought back with a thrust kick and then a poison Rana, and then hit Doki from behind with that elbow strike. And again, people were booing him as Jungle Boy looked on. Then Jack Perry locks in Sonata's finisher, the Dragon Sleeper, the Skull N, to make Doki tap out. Because again, what's not said on Twitter, and Zero, you remember when we talked about this in predicting, he straight up buried that boy. And I think Jack Perry is well aware of this. Or maybe more so than I thought, because as you did talk about Owen, before we went off the air, there was the man himself. My God, he looks like $1 million. The IWGP World Heavyweight Champion himself, Sonata, dressed to the nines, in the ring, face-to-face with Jungle Boy Jack Perry, who will collide on Sunday at the Forbidden Door pay-per-view as we go off the air, and we'll run down the card here in a moment, too, after we talk about Collision. A fun closing match for a very subtle, and honestly a very fast Rampage, if you think about it. Kind of light on content, but maybe that's for the better, because, again, we're building Forbidden Door. But, again, Doki, I was hoping he would win with the Doki Choki, but it is what it is. And Yoshinobu Kamaro was in the corner. He forgot his drink, which really surprised me. Zero stays hydrated. Where's your Satori special, Yoshinobu? You always have that. Zero, your thoughts on this match, but more so, finally, we might get something different out of Jungle Boy Jack Perry. The audience is starting to turn on him. What does this man need to be motivated to finally go against your moral code if you want to be a freaking champion? Or somebody serious?
So what? We gonna change everything.
Yes.
You already die. Just 5 guys. But
I love this faction.
But that fucking intro goes hard though. I'm not gonna hold you. But
I agree.
But I'm happy.
I better hear it tonight. Anyway.
I am happy that Jungle Boy got booed out the fucking building. Fuck him. He's a pussy anyways, bro. But I hope this gives him motivation to literally like start turning and actually finally realize that Christian Cage was actually right. He was right all along. He don't got no freaking
killer instinct.
Yeah, he don't got the killer instinct. He don't got the guts. So I'm happy that finally he's starting to realize that nobody absolutely gives a shit about him no more. Not even his fucking opponent. His opponent buried the damn shit. When Sonata posted that tweet, I was laughing my fucking ass off.
You fell off camera during the predicting when I talked about it, read it verbatim.
Yes, because that shit was so fucking funny.
But accurate! It is accurate.
My man said, I don't know who the fuck you is. I'm like, God damn, bro. He's who the fuck are you, bro? Really?
The best AEW could give me. I think this is more important than AEW World Championship, but okay.
My man said,
damn.
That shit was so fucking crazy. So I hope this makes a Jungle Boy turn heel and actually start snapping. It can actually go full on ape on this motherfucker. He's supposed to be the Jurassic Express. He's supposed to be a Tarzan. He better go full on Tarzan and just go fucking playing up the apes and some shit.
Yeah.
Go ape shit.
Go
Gotcha.
ape shit. Yes.
Because don't forget, Tarzan, he killed a tiger.
Yeah,
That got him
man.
accepted. So
That is true. Yeah,
He killed a
did.
tiger. Jungle Boy killed a fucking fly.
yeah.
That ain't shit.
As
Oh
far
no,
as we
flies are
know.
pretty hard to kill sometimes, though.
Yeah, especially with your bare hand versus a fly swatter, but who knows what he used. All right. Oh, and your thoughts on this closing match for Rampage. And again, the face-to-face, you see the opposite dynamic. Sonata, a guy who is just part of bunch of individuals on a team, now literally has a team and leads by example. Took 7 years, but he is finally an IWGP World Heavyweight Champion and has literally reset himself from the ground up in a span of less than 4 months. So your thoughts on this? Can Jungle Boy Jack Perry, after 3 years in AEW, finally show us something different?
No.
Damn.
But,
All right, zero, but I'm picking one word answer.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Owen.
Yeah, obviously the main event I thought was, very solid. Joki looked really good in the match, and this is probably the biggest stage he's probably ever wrestled in front of, like cable-wise and everything like that. So this was good for Joki. I liked this.
Respect Donkey, Kevin. Gino.
Yeah, I liked this. Interesting how the crowd made that tone, by the way. Like, they kind of started booing Jungle Boy Jack Perry. I kind of hope this is a sign this is going to be a slow heel turn. Because it's probably time for him to turn heel. He can't do this babyface one forever. I think it's going to get very stale very quick. And it kind of has. I feel like him tapping into it. I think the best bet is, obviously he loses to Sonata. And maybe he's the guy that takes the title off of Orange Cassidy. Yes, it wouldn't be a world championship, but the the international championship, is one of those titles that's been kind of like a workhorse title. And I think, because obviously I don't think MJF's losing the belt anytime soon. And, I think the next babyface is going to take it off him. I guess it could be Jungle Boy that takes it off him, but it's like, Like, I feel like it's got to be if he's turning heel, he's got to turn heel on a beloved babyface, and I think Orange Cassidy is pretty beloved by the AEW fan base, so that would be something to get the crowd booed. Sonata, it's just awesome to see this progression. I haven't obviously been able to watch the full-on progression of Sonata because I just don't have a lot of time to watch New Japan, and it's on at like weird times, and I'm usually at work in those days.
Right.
But
To be fair,
I've seen Sonata, obviously, it's really crazy to think this is the same guy that was in TNA and the X Division all that time ago. This the progression of Sonata since that time and everything like that. And even just how different he is now from like a year ago, when he was in Tetsuya Naito's faction and everything like that. And now like that he's started kind of his own faction, and the fact that he's a IWGP heavyweight champion, I'm really happy about that. How long is he? Because on the Countdown show, they talked about it. He hasn't held the belt that long, they mentioned. How long has he been an IWGP champion for?
He won it back at Sakura Genesis in April, so a little bit over 2 months.
I think, I feel like it's time for him to kind of carry the flag of New Japan for a little bit. He's really deserves this. He's really disciplined himself, and I'm interested to see like what they do with this. I think there's going to be that moment in the match where it looks like Jungle Boy is going to tap into those killer instincts, but I think he's going to refuse again, and then it's going to really factor into his character, and I think it's going to be good stuff.
But it's going to be one-on-one, though, and we got to keep that in consideration. So there's nothing that right now really could hold him back except for himself.
He held the title for 78 days.
Yep, that sounds about right. Because Sakura Genesis, I believe, was like early April, like April 15th.
So it's like around 2 months. So basically 2 months and 18 days.
Sounds about right.
Approximately 2 months and 20 days, just under. But once he gets through the day, he will surpass that. All right. And again, that concludes Rampage. But since AEW decided to add a whole new show to the ecosystem that really is different for what it's worth, let's go ahead and talk about Saturday night's Collision, because Saturday nights are all right for fighting. As, of course, we get Elton John bringing us in, and I love that, by the way. We kick things off. Oh, before the theme even played, I like this old school throwback. We get hype up for our main event, the 8-man tag, as CMFT America Stocks talk about what they plan to do against Bullet Club Gold and the Guns tonight. And we'll see who has the strongest arsenal. By the way, this is the first time CM Punk is in action outside Chicago. Keep that in mind. We talk about this main event. Let's go into the show.
It was in Canada also, Kenny Omega's hometown.
That's a whole different dynamic, but I didn't hear no Omega chants, and Omega wasn't on the show.
Yeah.
But again, all four men, Omega, CM Punk, the Elite, the Young Bucks, and Heyman and Page will be underneath the same roof. Lord help us all. Anyway, Tony Schiavone was in the ring to interview Sting and Darby Allin to find out who their partner is ahead of Forbidden Door. But before he could bring them out comes the Ocho, Chris Jericho, to Toronto. By the way, folks, he reminds you, he's not from Toronto. He's from Winnipeg, you stupid idiots. And along with him is not Sam Guevara, but Minoru Suzuki. As Jericho subtly says that Sam right now might be a little myth, that me and Suzuki seem like we are, really good friends. They did a freaking handshake. What the hell? Once again, they tell Tony Schiavone to shut up. Who you got crazier and sexier, good grief, than Chris Jericho. Again, Sammy, he may not be with us. He's a future world champion. Who are they going to get to beat us? But I believe that you know something, Schiavone. Why does everybody hate and threaten Tony Schiavone? It's so unnecessary. Seriously. Come on, man. As he says he's going to knock his teeth out. Well, winter came in Canada with Sting and Darby Allin. As right now, Kevin Kelly says, tonight, get out of the ring. It's not safe. That's fair. Darby with something to say. Wow, Darby, I'm really impressed, by the way, with your promo game lately. As he subtly talks about, first to Sammy, I realize you're not here tonight. Maybe common sense kicked you in the head and you realize you don't need Chris Jericho, but know this. You show up in the door, stand with Chris Suzuki. I'm going to kick your ass. Just like our tag partner kicked Chris Jericho's ass at the Tokyo Dome. Holy hell, they actually pulled it off. Los Ingobernables de Japón, the former Stardust Genius, and their current leader, multiple-time IWGP Pro Heavyweight Champion, IWGP Intercontinental Champion, who beat Jericho for that title in the Tokyo Dome. A ghost of Jericho's past, the freaking face, Tetsuya Naito. And my Suzuki was just looking on from the back. We all know the wars he and Suzuki have had. Jericho and Naito, and Naito with the subtle smile. Just the subtle smile. Jericho-san, ¿cómo estás? Oh my gosh. I was freaking weak as Jericho suddenly left. So there you have it. There's our six-man tag. It is Jericho, Suzuki, and Sammy versus Sting, Darby, and Naito. Different form of dudes with attitudes, and it doesn't come more of an attitude than tranquilo. When it comes to this man, Zero, your thoughts on this?
One of my other boys finally wants to work in America.
Right?
I'm like, cause I don't know if this was wrong or not, but like apparently Naito didn't want to work in America at the time. But I don't know. It's correct. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was something about, and also, hey, if they want me, they know where I am. They could come find me.
Yeah. So like, it's actually pretty fucking awesome to finally see my boy finally in fucking America. Like, god damn, bro. The last time, like I don't know when is this the last time, but I do know he did work in Mexico. That's how he found out his best friend and his mentor Andrade. But it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy because like when I saw Naito came out, I'm like, oh my god, this fucking Google eye crap nigga, this crap fucker just finally decides to show up, bro. I'm happy as hell, bro. But it's just nice to see him, and now he's gonna be in Forbidden Door, and he's finally gonna just be an absolute. He ain't gonna be a genius, but he's gonna be a fucking nuisance.
Hey, that's all you need to
the
be
opposing
sometimes.
team.
Naito's track record proves to us that's all he needs to be at times. And to be fair, he beat the wrestling genius Keiji Muto in his last ever match at Last Love earlier this year. So again, tranquilo, asinayo. Oh, and your thoughts that Tetsuya Naito is in AEW for Forbidden Door and is teaming up with Sting and Darby Allin to renew pleasantries with Chris Jericho and Suzuki. Oh boy.
Yeah, I like this. Obviously, it made all the sense in the world considering Jericho and Naito's history. I didn't think it was going to happen just because, of all the stuff that's going on, and especially, too, because he works very heavily with Mexico, who has heat with, AAA and stuff, and, it kind of causes that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we talked about that before. Apparently, this was spoiled, I guess, earlier in the day. I avoid spoilers, so that I was surprised by this when I saw this happen. So I was surprised when I saw this. I was hyped about this because I was thinking it was going to be Shingo Takagi since they teamed up since he was the tag team partner last year. But I like the fact that I like the fact that they went with Tetsuya Naito. I couldn't believe it. You know, he was instantly over. Everybody loved him. He got a great pop, and Jericho was awesome here. And I like the fact, obviously, no Sammy Guevara. There was only Jericho and Minoru Suzuki, so that was interesting. And there was mention of it, kind of, where Guevara mentioned, that even though we're kind of at odds, maybe he's jealous about the team up of Minoru Suzuki and myself. I think that's going to factor into tonight, since it's being recorded on Sunday. And there's going to be some miscommunication. And, Sted and Jericho are going to share the win. They're going to have a match with each other for the first time. I probably would have held out to All In England just because, that's a bigger place to probably have them have a face-off and stuff. But it is what it is, It's Forbidden Door, I guess. It's stuff that you wouldn't think would happen. And there's inclusion of all wrestling companies here. You have the New Japan side of it. You have the AEW side, even though you have the WWE side because Jericho was once a big WWE thing. WCW because Jericho and Sting were fixtures of WCW for a while. There's inclusions all over the place. There's even a Mexico place because Tetsuya Naito's there. It's just all this inclusion. I love it. It's just I like this. So
this is gonna be freaking wild. Tetsuya Naito is in freaking AEW, even for one night. That's still crazy. And telling America, the North American continent, Canada, it's still freaking wild. And suddenly, also for Shingo Takagi, by the way, we know he will be involved in some capacity during Forbidden Door weekend, at least at Ring of Honor. As just gonna put it out there, Tony Khan is an effing madman. He did add 3 more matches to the buy-in. We'll talk more about that later. But yeah, what a way to kick things off. And this match now fully set as we go into our first match of Collision. Speaking of Forbidden Door, speaking of first time ever encounters, and speaking of New Japan AEW, here is Hiroshi Tanahashi, the ace of New Japan, taking on the Mogul Embassy's Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana in the corner. And immediately you could see the dynamic with these two when it came to the mind games. Okay, we got a battle of the bands here. Who plays a meaner air guitar? Freaking Tanahashi, Swerve, pun intended, with the double save there, and catching him with a basement drop kick while playing the guitar in front of the audience. Then Swerve fights back, though, kicking the ropes as Tanahashi was entering and got punted. I don't know how much football, not soccer-wise, is played up in Canada, just saying. Then Tanahashi scoops Slam Swerve. Good bang and forth action here, but Swerve gets the flatliner in, but then unleashes a couple of sling blades here with the clothesline. Goes for the high fly full first. Oh, boy, he almost lost his balance. Jeez. But he does try and go for it later, and goes for it, but he hits rising knees as he counters with a short kick, and Swerve goes to the top of himself to attempt the double stomp. Tanahashi dodges out of that, hits another sling blade after working over the legs of Swerve earlier. That Dragon Screw Blade was one of the lethal moves in the game. Don't care what nobody says. Tanahashi finally floats over, climbs the top rope, hits the high fly flow in a very game exhibition against Swerve, and pins Swerve Strickland. And as he celebrates, the Devil, music plays, but he is not there. Because why would he show up there to go face-to-face with this guy from a rinky-dink indie fed? How dare you? And Shino was like, how dare you? As he says, Forbidden Door, I'm going to embarrass you, and anybody that fought, you are on my level. As I spoke to Tony Khan, the only way I would show up and do this match is for our match 1. This is the opener of the main card. Because he doesn't want to spend time watching a bunch of indie jabronis from Japanese wrestling. But with all due respect, Ace, you are nowhere on the level of the Devil. MJF, with everything so far in his favor mentally, as he continues to try and always prove that he's better than you, and you know it. But I'm pretty sure the Devil will certainly have a sense of humbling, courtesy of the man with an iron will. Owen, your thoughts on this match?
I like this match a lot. The biggest thing about this is Hiroshi Tanahashi doesn't work a whole lot in, obviously, America and things like that. He's used to that New Japan style, so I think throwing him in there with Swerve Strickland right before his match with MJF was perfect because Swerve Strickland, he's a hybrid. He works any style, and I feel like it really works out for him. Swerve Strickland was awesome here. I hope he gets rewarded with a championship of some kind because that'd be awesome. and I'm really into him as a heel. Obviously, Hiroshi Tanahashi had to win this match because he's literally challenging for the championship, but I thought Swerve Strickland looked strong enough in defeat. MJF coming up, I have a private message with my friends and stuff, and I think you might have seen the message. And I wrote, wow, MJF actually showed up on all the shows this week. And then the second he shows up on the screen, I'm like, well, never mind. But I liked this. I liked MJF's promo here. I don't know if Hiroshi Tanahashi could understand it, but I would assume that he was able to.
He knows how to speak English to a degree. I'm pretty sure he understood what he said.
But everything he says, you're pissed that MJF said this stuff, Noah, but that's good. He's getting the reaction that you want him to get. So
that's fair. That's fair.
And I do like on the countdown shows they've been mentioning, that this is MJF covering up his insecurities. He probably watches more New Japan and stuff than he wants you to believe, but he wants to cover up those insecurities because as wrestling fans, sometimes we do cover up sometimes, not much anymore, but when we're that young and stuff, how much wrestling we watch because people don't think we have lives and there's other stuff out there. So I think that's what MJF is doing here. That's kind of like what I'm getting at here. And I like the fact that it's going to be the opener because that makes all the sense in the world. One, it kicks off with a big match. And it makes sense that MJF wouldn't want to stick around because this isn't the type of show that MJF wants to stick around for. They hope they don't screw it up and have him on the media scrum afterwards. He'd be gone from the building. Like he should post on his Instagram page that he's like back in his hotel room type of thing.
I can see him trying to interrupt the call via Zoom.
Yeah, I would like to see something at Forbidden Door where obviously the match is going to go a while, but he tries to finish this match off like as fast as possible just because he doesn't want to be there. And that's him like underestimating Hiroshi Tanahashi. And the heat that he's going to get when he beats Hiroshi Tanahashi is just going to be insane. Like that might be like the biggest booze. If we did like a top 5 then the biggest booze MJF ever had, that's probably going to be in the top 5 or just shy of the top 5 because MJF said a lot of hateable things in AEW. So.
Just think if he beats him with something as fundamental as a Boston Crab straight out of the LA NJPW dojo system, or the Lion Tamer like Chris Jericho did at Wrestle Kingdom. What sort of symbolism, adding insult to injury, is Maxwell Jacob Freeman willing to do against Hiroshi Tanahashi to embarrass him? He says he's going to embarrass him, so let's keep that word in perspective. Zero, your thoughts on this match and MJF's statement?
I might have to watch this match again. And because when I first watched it, I was semi-conscious, but the thing is that this was one of the matches when they first announced it. I was like, I'm watching this shit, bro. Swerve and Tanahashi sounds like a recipe for greatness.
Hybrid wrestling clinic, and it was for what it was given.
It was. It really was. And the thing, and yes, I do agree. Swerve do need at least one title run. Probably by the end of the year, hopefully. And for MJF's promo, he just a dickhead. Put more needs to be said. Like this man's an absolute just a twat. Like
damn, I thought Will Ospreay was gonna be that.
Like the thing is that it's the fact that he really called New Japan a Japanese indie. He won a definition. If you want to talk about Japanese indie, I could give you a few recommendations.
Tag a dip on that, see if he reacts.
Fucking DDT. What else? Michidoku Pro, Osaka Pro, BJW at this point, Freedoms, and yeah. But like the fact that he called Christ. But I had a feeling that this match was going to go on first. I had a feeling because how MJF was taking this, it screams he wants to go first so he could get the fuck out of the building. So they finally did it, and it would be hilarious if they did what this guy said. have the match in like quick. But I also thought of this. If he does try to have this match end by like either a DQ or count out, if they do that, imagine Tony Khan was like, "Nah, motherfucker, restart the match. We going and if you get yourself DQ, the title goes to Tanahashi, and then the match just
Oh.
resumes."
Hey, Tony Khan, respect his authority or exercise your authority. I mean, again, I do feel like there is going to be something more to come out of this. Also, Tanahashi, he's involved in the G1, so again, you wonder how that affects him also with that as well. But I could also see MJF literally doing a Kazuchika Okada versus Kato Kiyomiya type shit, where he beats the man and literally don't even celebrate or acknowledges the fans, just walks off out of the building. Because, okay, Okada's been a dickhead, MJF is full-on dickhead. But again, at the expense of a great rival that Tanahashi and Okada had 3 years worth of Wrestle Kingdom main events for, you could definitely see MJF exploiting that to his own selfish advantage, adding further insult to the industry, and maybe even saying he's better than Okada. Why he is the opener, Okada is the closer. How's that for some synergy?
That'd be wild.
Just saying.
And please don't remind me about the fucking Kaito Okada match,
I know,
bro.
man.
I'm
I know. I'm just
so
saying.
fucking furious about
I'm
that.
telling you, I bet you MJF watched that and like, I could do something like that, but I don't have to be a semi-main event. I could just be the opener. So I'm just saying. I think you both hit the nail on the head. MJF effing knows Japanese wrestling. All right, he's underselling it, but he knows this shit, and he thrives off it. And we see it in some of his style clearly. All right. Let's go ahead and move on from there. We got a sell promo from the Redeemer, who says he's been in exile for almost a year, but he's been summoned and returned. And when that coward finally spoke to him, he said I would be his favorite champion again, but all I need to do is praise him. And that was the moment I realized that this coward is an idiot. I no longer kneel before anybody. I no longer drop my knees before no man or a god. I have renounced my God because I have no wife. I have no gold. I have no God because I am Miro and I am gutless. Huh. A very interesting resolution, it seems, for the Redeemer. I don't know whether this is retribution, whether this is redemption, whether this is the second coming, or what the hell Miro right now has truly become or wants to be. This was kind of interesting from wording because also, I didn't know about him and CJ Perry. Jeez.
I think. Wait, are they still together?
I have no idea, Zero, which really caught me off guard.
Yeah.
As you look that up, Owen, your thoughts on Miro's message here? What the hell?
Yeah, very good. I hope they're pushing Miro just because I've been wanting Miro to get a big push for a while. And there's one thing he can do. Go for the TNT title because he never got a rematch when he lost the belt a couple years ago to Sammy Guevara. So I think he should go
very
for it.
true.
And that's when he says that he wants to get back what he lost, the TNT title is the title to go for. But yeah, it's interesting to hear what's going on. Like him and CJ Perry still together. Like I'm really not sure because they really kept that quiet. But they haven't been posting any pictures together either. So that is interesting.
Together.
If that did happen, Vince finally got what he wanted. They finally broke up. So there you go. But
maybe it's more so the fact that he is no longer motivated character-wise
by his
wife.
Yeah,
he truly.
That's probably what you mean.
Yeah, he truly will stand on his own.
Yeah.
No other reason.
But I like this. I kind of I want to just see where this plays out. I hope something big happens for Miro here. I think he should be the guy to take the TNT title off of either Luchasaurus or Christian Cage, whoever is defending the title. So we'll see. But I like this.
Luchasaurus is officially the TNT champion. We'll talk about that. Oh, fuck it. All right. Because I could go out of order here. But Zero, do you have any thoughts on Miro's address?
This better make him an absolute menace to society, because if he's going to speak top game like that, that means he's going to be an absolute menace, an absolute tyrant.
Yes.
Just an absolute destructive nature. And I hope this does, because Miro, he had a dominant title run. This
Yep.
man literally was an absolute train wreck.
He purified the TNT Championship with that white
Yes.
strap.
He
Probably the best
purified
TNT champion ever.
Yes, this man was an absolute GOAT. And I hope this motivates him to literally charge straight forward to any title he wants to just takes it.
I guess
Doesn't even have like he becomes a number one, like he's a number one contender and then
right.
just wins the title like automatically. Just destroys it.
Just takes it.
Just takes it.
Well, he's going to have to take it some sort of way because according to Christian Cage, no more open challenges. You've got to earn it. You got to work for it because first off, of all places, he really is not happy anywhere else. He's back home in Toronto with the TNT Championship, but now I'm in a worse mood because I realize I am in a city of losers because you guys haven't had a real championship win since the Raptors in 2019. Damn. And then talk about the Stanley Cup. And then again, a couple of housekeeping items though here. There will be no more challenges. They are done. You want a shot at this, you got to earn it. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend I created this title like some kind of vanity project. But I will take this championship to new heights, not just the same roads. And I will, we will remain the face of TNT now and forever. This is going to be interesting.
I love how he had to correct himself.
Luchasaurus did not. I will say Luchasaurus did not. He actually is kind enough to be aware what Christian Cage said. Why Zero gets himself together. Zero, your thoughts now on the state of the TNT Championship.
The fact that he had to correct himself because he knew that Luchasaurus would turn like, what the fuck what do you mean you?
The right hand destruction. He can't control it.
He said, bro, what the fuck you mean by that? No.
My right hand destruction is the destruction of me.
Bro.
Anyway.
I would still say this until Jack Perry finally wins the title. How the fuck you're supposed to be a pillar and your own tag partner won a title before you? What the fuck?
Singles title, yeah.
The singles title. You were disgraced as a he is officially the Akira Taue of the whole fucking pillars, bro.
Ouch.
But yeah.
Well, maybe tonight he'll prove something different, even in defeat.
He's still gonna be the Akira Taue, in my opinion.
There's no hope. All right.
There's no hope for him.
Well, Owen, what's your expectations now for the TNT Championship? I'm pretty sure I talked with you a few weeks ago that I felt that Christian Cage and Luchasaurus needed to win the TNT Championship in the first place to reset it. And the fact they're going to be in Canada for practically the next month and a half makes sense for Christian Cage being a Canadian, not only to chastise his own country and every city thereof, including his hometown apparently. What a starting point. But maybe he can redefine what it means to be TNT champion. I don't think we're going to see this title every week in action clearly, but it could be a subtle reminder, and it does make me wonder who will be, to Luchasaurus, the first challenger. No Wardlow either, it seems. Maybe Wardlow's finally out of the TNT picture.
Good. Yeah, I like this. I liked Christian Cage promo here. He has to be like one of the best heels I think ever, just because he understands his character and everything. He knows how to get heat.
Classic 2.0.
Yeah, and he does screw up nearly where he almost mentioned something about like the Toronto Raptors or whatever, like nearly winning the championship. Like he had to correct himself there too, but that's fine.
He got lost. He got lost in the heat.
Yeah, you could see why. I had to say either Christian Cage or Luchasaurus, because Christian Cage, he was the one that was holding the championship here, and he was talking as if he was the TNT champion. So you could see why I said either Christian Cage or Luchasaurus. I like the fact they're getting rid of the open challenge. Obviously, they shouldn't do it forever, but I like the fact for the time being that they are, because this title, in my opinion anyways, needs some rehabilitation, because we've had way too many title changes. I get you want to have a title sometimes that really is flip-flop because you have so many championships that make it stand out, but it was getting ridiculous at this point. Like, Wardlow had this belt like 3 times, and none of his title reigns were all that memorable, It's time to get the TNT title back to the prestigious, to the days where Miro had it, the days where Cody Rhodes had it, the days where Darby Allin had it, and we need to have a long TNT title reign now. You know, I'm not saying it has to be a year, but I'm saying like we need like a 6-month title reign because we haven't had that in a while, and I think it's finally time. And you know, this way now challengers have to, you know, forcefully and fight and claw their way to get the title. It looks like now too the TNT title is going to be like the Focus Championship on Collision now, since that's on TNT now, which I think makes sense. I feel like that should be like the Collision staple point title. Like, I think we should see it occasionally on Dynamite, but I feel like it should just mainly stay on Collision, just because you know, that's where you know the network is and everything like that. And you know, you need to have their own defined championships that people can go for. So I think the TNT title is the perfect belt for that. And yeah, I just really like the promo here. I'm hoping that Wardlow's out of the title picture because I don't want to hold out hope yet, because we've seen Wardlow disappear before and he comes right back to the TNT title like Vortex. There's a joke on Wrestle Talk I think they used to make where it was this thin Vortex, and that's what Wardlow is right now. I think when Wardlow comes back, he needs to go up against MJF for the AEW World Championship, because that's a storyline that still is unfinished. Because that's the one person that MJF has not gotten that win back off of from. That's the one blemish in a. Well, I want to say blemish, but the one thing that MJF I think it sticks in his craw type of thing. Because Wardlow's the only one, if you think about it, to beat MJF clean with no bullshit. So I think that's
bombed into oblivion.
Yeah, to the point where MJF left the company for a few months. So
homie blew his back out. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, I like this. You know, I like the direction of the TNT Championship. I hope we get maybe not a tournament, because I feel like if I say a tournament, I'm gonna be I'll sound like a hypocrite because I just said too many tournaments. But we get like qualifiers like the NWA does for their national title on occasions.
A
Where they
fucking
qualify.
battle royal.
Yeah, that'd be
there
cool.
you go. Over the top rope, not casino base.
Maybe they bring back the ranking system and they do like rankings matches or something like that.
Yeah, I suppose that could be a stretch as well, even though that definitely went off the deep end.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you know, they can bring it back. So
that's fair. Again, TNT title, this definitely feels like a reset. We'll see what happens when they first defend the TNT Championship. Of course, it will mostly be in action courtesy of the right hand, but still be held by Instant Classic. What a unique dynamic.
Something that'd be kind of funny, I would like is if they did a handicap match. They both defend the belt, and it's like a handicap match. You have to beat both of them, or it's a gauntlet match. You have to beat one, and then you have to beat the other type of thing.
I thought you were just gonna say two at once, and if either of them gets pinned, then the TNT Championship's lost.
Yeah. So
let's see what happens. This could be fun.
This
all
feels,
right,
bro. Yes. This feels like a wrestling game story mode of fucking storyline, bro.
Yeah.
This feels like something off of Road to WrestleMania.
Holy shit. I think they've done this before. Yeah.
Bro, this is.
I recognize that.
Yeah, holy shit.
But I mean, hey, it's Christian Cage. He even said himself as somebody who rode alongside a guy that took opportunities here and there, but maybe didn't capitalize on all of them. So insult to Edge even during his promo.
Yeah,
damn. Again, Christian Cage does not leave anything off the table. He works everything and everyone.
He does.
He's brilliant. All right, speaking of work, talk about the work these two men put in as the House of Black's Brody King with Julia Hart, that's hat in AEW, took on Andrade El Idolo, who was wearing heavy compression kinesio tape on the left shoulder and chest pectoral. Andrade in the early going, he dodged chop from Big Brody, then he dodged a big boot, followed up with a basement drop kick, and as he was from the ropes, of course, tranquilo. As always, looking for the Death Driver counter, Andrade was able to fall with a moonsault off the top turnbuckle to the floor. Talk about a leap of faith. Jesus Christ. I thought I was just going to do the damn cartwheel moonsault from the apron. Nope, I'm going to go for broke even though I'm manager because fuck safety. And then they get back inside the ring. And again, the impact of those shots to each other with those chops. My God. And every time you found Andrade was going to get back on his feet and fired out forearms, Brody King was able to drop him with one shot, including a mean jawbreaker. Again, Andrade, 19-year veteran. Dragon Screw Leg Whip being once again the difference maker here. Damn, the move has to suck. And then Andrade connects with the crossbody, obviously trying to set up for the figure 4 leg lock. Blasts him with a running forearm, landing flush, knocking Brody King out where he stood. And then finally hits the Meteora, running in. But then we follow up with the rolling Death-Eye driver in the corner by Brody King, who hits the cannonball. But Andrade chop block Brody and then applies the figure 4 leg lock, only for Julia Hart to once again mess with La Sombra's mask. That is sacrilegious against that man. You don't do that. Distract him once, but then Brody, looking for a follow-up shot, was able to counter it back into the figure four, and as it looked like he was going to go for a one-arm figure eight, good grief almighty, and you thought that Brody King was going to tap out, a extreme rarity that makes cognitive storytelling sense. What a unique purpose for this scenario. Disqualification! Buddy Matthews comes in and takes out Andrade as Andrade Legal is at the mercy of the House of Black, and Julia Hart still holds the mask in absolute satisfaction for the violence that is being brought before her. After he was set up for the Gonzo Bomb and the House of Black's leader up on the Titantron, Malachi Black looks on. You know we're getting sooner rather than later, folks, here, all right? I'm just saying, they're about to run it back. As lights go black. Oh, a physical match here, but I did not expect a disqualification. I thought he was literally going to go 2-0, or Julia Hart was going to distract him enough where he was going to clothesline him into oblivion, and it was going to be 1-1, and I did not expect this result, but I definitely am for it because it continues the escapade that Andrade's finding the House of Black by himself to eventually get to the end game, which has to be Malachi at this point. But does the House always wins? In the end, they're the ones that are still standing, so I think the answer for now is yes. Owen, your take.
This match was awesome. Obviously not as good as the Buddy Matthews match, but this match was still wonderful enough of itself. Andrade just is going all out right now. You can tell his passion is back for wrestling. If you compared to what he was like back in the fall. I talked about this. They need to push this guy, obviously, like I said, just because his contract's coming up soon. So, get the ball rolling on him, and they're doing really well. No reason for anyone to lose right now. Brody Kid's the big heavyweight. They got to protect his stock in the company. And, Andrade just recently came back. So I like the way they went about the DQ finish. It made all the sense in the world. And, yeah, if we're getting Malachi Black, I almost said something else, versus Andrade Alidolo. I'm all for that. I don't think they faced off. They might have faced off on the main roster like once, but I feel like the last notable match I remember was obviously NXT TakeOver. I think it would have been New Orleans.
For the NXT Championship.
Yeah. So and Malachi Black won that match. So would the history repeat itself? Is this going to lead to a Andrade Alidolo bringing in a faction in to take the trios championships off the House of Black? Because they have that thing going on. Would they give them a title match, because obviously they have the whole rule where you can't challenge for the championships if it's House of Black rules, considering the fact that you have to be like a legitimate trio. So that's going to be interesting. And yeah, I'm just all for this run of Andrade right now, just coming out there and having kick-ass matches. It does seem like they're just going to have Andrade like do his own thing, because obviously he hasn't had any interactions with Preston Vance, Jose the assistant, and Realistico. And maybe though that's being built up. Maybe they're gonna turn babyface, because obviously that's the way they get around the whole you don't have a real trio thing. Well, technically that is a real trio because he was in that faction at one point. Yeah, so that would be interesting. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to seeing what they do with this. I feel bad for Kevin Kelly though, because no matter how hard he tries, he cannot get Andrade Alidolo's name right. Like he's tried like it several times, and he fucks it up every time. Like I really feel bad for him.
Well, I mean, hey, Michael Coleman F's up. He can't say I love right, so there you go.
Yeah, but I liked this a lot. I really was a big fan of this, and I just like the final boss of Malachi Black right here. Like, the less you see of Malachi Black, the better. I mean, it's weird to make this comparison, but he's the Roman Reigns out of the House of Black, pretty much. He's the Roman Reigns / Ministry of Darkness Undertaker, if you want to say that's more.
I wonder if Julia Hart still has La Sombra's mask, though, in her possession, and how that will affect Andrade Alidolo when he call out the House of Black, because that dude was getting the wind knocked out of him, quite literally. And I still thought, Zero, he had Brody King after that ridiculous running, back-spinning forearm shot that knocked Brody King where he stood. I don't think he needed to go for the submission. I thought he could have pinned the man, but again, wasn't meant to be. So your thoughts on this match and this continued storyline that seems like it's going to end when Andrade Eagle finally faces off against the head of the House of Black?
I think this storyline is going to go a different way.
Do tell.
this is gonna lead to Andrade end up joining the House of Black because if you remember, Malachi and Andrade did team up, and he did also teleport it with Malachi a few times.
Pac and Cody.
Yeah, so this could either turn into that where Malachi with the mask probably might turn that mask into something for the House of Black. They might have a match, and Malachi's gonna win, probably, hopefully, just so that this can make fucking sense. So Malachi wins. They kidnapped Andrade, and then a week later, Andrade's with the House of Black.
Oh,
So yeah. So or just a feud and whatever. Just have one a run back of the match and something else happens. But yeah. Also, Andrade has to chill the fuck out with that goddamn elbow, bro.
my God.
That fake out elbow is crispy.
I'm funny not Brody Keats. Tooth out.
Fuck
Jesus.
Fuck the Judas effect. This elbow is way dangerous, bro.
That's
Yeah.
a lethal move right there. That's
the
the Japanese
thing-
strong style S
The
finish.
thing about that elbow is that he fakes out a kick.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
clocks you. That shit is so 200
Opponent has
IQ.
no idea when it's coming.
200 IQ.
To go with
Brilliant.
your idea though, Zero, they could do some weird like cult like stuff where Andrade and Malachi are having their match, and like Malachi feels like, you know, Andrade's given enough, and to really get to cult, like he sacrifices a loss to Andrade, so that way he could get into like the faction, being like, you know, you've proven yourself, you can join this faction. He sacrifices a loss, but the big game for Malachi Black is he gained the, you know, the inclusion of Andrade El Idolo into the House of Black. That'd be like some real cult like stuff.
Burns La Sombra's mask.
Yeah, so
La Sombra, no more. But
Yeah. I mean,
La
that's what happened
Sombra.
with he was in Tasma when he became Santos Escobar. So I mean, there you go.
Naito sees Andrade
yeah,
in a few hours. La Sombra? Hey, what's good, my friend?
yeah.
I really do wonder if Andrade and Naito did run into each other
Hey,
last night. Oh my
hey,
God.
it's my young boy.
Get
they
a
do-
fist bump for both.
If they do
Fuck
that
yeah, bro.
storyline, though, I hope they don't do this BS where like Andrade pretends to join and like, you know, obviously stabs him in the back type of thing. I hope it's like legit because I've
Bro.
seen
Well, I
that
mean,
way too much.
ungovernable.
I
You
hate that.
trust ungovernable ones, Owen? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying we've seen that trope so often in wrestling where they pretend to join the faction
Accurate.
and then they,
Yeah.
you know.
You're not wrong. That is accurate.
I
All
hate that
right.
too much, bro.
Let's go
I
ahead
really
and talk
do.
about the next match here pretty quickly. Again, the presentation of Collision when it comes to everything, getting more time, all the matches, all the competitors, even comes down to the women's division, which again, I think has been on the upside. As we had another Owen Hart Foundation women's tournament quarterfinal match, first time ever encounter, it was Willow Nightingale, the NWA Strong Women's Champion, taking on Nyla Rose. Honestly, your two biggest hosses in your women's division, pun intended. The Babe with Power versus the Native Beast, and they literally went back and forth in physical shots. Willow did a nice cartwheel escape, though, kicked Nyla in the head, and then Nyla Rose was able to scoop up Willow. Good grief almighty. Charged at her, but Willow countered with the boot. As Willow looked for the Dr. Bomb, Nyla countered with the suplex. That was actually quite brilliant. At one point, the two are clubbing each other back to back, and apparently, espionage agent La Pampama, Marina Shafir, was there to play blockade for one time. Didn't get involved since that point, though. Didn't get physically involved in this at all, which also surprised me.
Good.
And then at one point, when Nyla Rose was looking to follow in for a big clothesline, she got pounced into the next time zone, period.
Oh.
Good Lord almighty. And then finally, Willow was able to hook her up for the Dr. Wiley bomb and pin her, advancing to the semifinals. Good match for her. Good showing for Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose, again, veteran of AEW, the second ever AEW Women's World Champion, and one of the safest, strongest workers, pun intended. And Willow Nightingale continues on the uprise. But out come the outcast, Saraya. She's back. Saraya will be Soho and Toni Storm looking to get a piece of her ahead of course, Willow Nightingale challenging Toni Storm for the AEW Women's World Championship at Forbidden Door. But before they could get in the ring and unleash their onslaught, Sky Blue came in, with an equalizer and fended off the Outcast for now, which tells me that Sky Blue might be in Willow's corner tonight after being door, but also Sky Blue and Willow, they both advanced to the semifinals of their respective brackets silently. Owen, could you potentially see these two in your finals, and will it still be founded on mutual respect before and after the bell, or is something else going to happen in between considering what's still to come? Still, though, a very good match, and I am looking forward to seeing how Toni Storm and Willow Nightingale clash tonight over the AEW Women's World Championship. Zero, your thoughts on this match?
Pounce.
To the ounce.
That's all. That's all I gotta say. Other than the fact that bro, this match for Bandura is a lose-lose. I swear to God, bro.
I know, man. I know. I'm not denying that.
It's
Trust
a lose-lose
me,
for both people. Like,
especially considering, I don't know if you've been watching Stardom recently. Spoiler alert, folks. They had a steel cage match, multiple steel cage matches. One was about lose leads their faction. Saki Kashima is no longer part of Oedo Tai. She lost. Queen's Quest is still intact, so it's curious to see what's next for the high-speed champion. And Julia of Donna del Mundo has challenged and called out Willow Nightingale for the NWW Strong Women's Championship. Anyway, Sarah, continue.
Bro. Stardom should have a pay-per-view called Lockdown at this point.
Good grief!
Oh God. But like I am a bit concerned about this upcoming fucking match with Willow and Toni Storm, because this will make your champions, if either of them win, they'll make their champions look a bit weak. Like,
unless some sort of angle goes down, you get some sort of disqualification.
The match better be called off and Julia come out the cut and be like, "Hey, yo, leave her alone. That's my fucking challenger, asshole." But yeah,
like, all right, whatever, fuck you.
Yeah, man, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck?
Hey,
but
things have happened.
Then again, Julia just did have her match, so I don't think she's gonna be down there for real. But Owen, it's your turn.
All right, Owen, why don't you go ahead and take it over regarding this match in particular for the Owens tournament. Good power bout, and Willow and Sky Blue, originals that mutual respect each other, both grown their own way since being involved in and out of AEW, and the Outcasts are like, F you, we're still better.
Yeah, I like this. I like the story here. I like how they built up to the fact, that, Willow Nightingale can't get Nyla Rose up for the gut wrench powerbomb, and they really did a lot of struggle with that. I loved hearing a Monty Brown reference. I never thought I would hear his name again in the wrestling community because we haven't, so good call there by Kevin Kelly.
Anytime you see Willow do the pounce, expect that.
Yeah,
including from me. Continue.
I
might do that tonight.
Yeah, Willow Nightingale obviously winning makes sense. There's no reason to have her lose because she's challenging for the women's title tonight. And, she's just really, hot right now. Obviously, the Outcast being out there kind of is what it is. It hypes up the match. I'm not going to say anymore what I think about the Outcast as a faction because I've already said it enough times.
Verbatim.
Yeah, and then I like Sky Blue coming out. That was good. I like that friendship going on. And I'm just going to kind of respond to what Zero said. I feel like this match is a lose-lose. It also doesn't really make sense because they're both contracted under the AEW anyways. I know Willow Nightingale's the strong champion, but we could see this match any other time of the year. I don't know why it's happening that Forbidden Door. You could see this anytime. I feel like this definitely makes me think that Mercedes Moné definitely was supposed to be the first ever strong strong women's champion. But obviously the injury they had to, obviously call on the fly what happened. Even that would have been a lose.
It's an audible for the women. It's literally an audible.
Even that would have been a lose-lose anyways, because it's you really gonna have Mercedes Moné lose also. So even that was a lose-lose. So it's I don't understand why they did this. I would have preferred them to. I still think they should have done Kairi Hojo because that would have made a lot more sense. Because at least when she lost, it wouldn't hurt her too much. And they were both Toni Storm and Kairi Hojo both won the first ever Mayon Classic. There was a lot of history they could have played there, so I don't know why they didn't do that. Also, both
formerly involved in Stardom, like Kairi currently is involved in Stardom. Just keep it going.
Yeah. So, obviously, I like the Sky Blue inclusion. I definitely think they may face off in the finals. Because I imagine Sky Blue is going to get past Ruby Soho, because I think Ruby Soho is going to get, revenge for last year against Britt Baker. So there's that. I'm not really sure what's going on with Nyla Rose. I guess they just don't have a storyline for her at the moment, so they're just going to kind of have her show up and just do stuff occasionally.
But she can't wrestle on Dark Elevation anymore, RIP.
Yeah, so that's one thing I guess that's kind of suffered with Dark and Dark Elevation leaving. And then obviously I'm not going to say anymore what I think about Marina Shafir, just because there's no need.
It's what it is. All right. Let's go ahead and keep moving forward here. We'll put these two things together because Lexinera is backstage. He's back, cool as ever, as the other side of the pillow, folks. Scorpio Sky, who said he's watched the video they put together with all his accomplishments. And, he should feel good about them. Before he came to AEW, he's struggling in every part of his life. When he finally got his big break here, he couldn't handle it, though. He let the moment control him instead of capitalizing in the moment. Until now. So instead of a highlight reel, allow me to introduce myself. He is one half of the first AEW World Tag Team Champions. He is the face of the Revolution, first ever face of the Revolution, and a two-time TNT champion. But he did those things being a shadow of his true self. But now he's back, and you're going to truly find out who he really is. Before we talk about that, let's go quickly into the ring as we talk about one chapter being written, a new chapter is being written in the Book of Hobbs by Powerhouse. Powerhouse Hobbs takes on Montreal indie vet Jeremy Prophet. And Jeremy tried for a schoolboy at one point, while Hobbs immediately charged into him, bludgeoning him with running elbows, and then cross faces to the back of the head and the front of the head, clubbing him with clotheslines, and then hits a spine buster, last will testament, pins Prophet in quick fashion, scoring a quick and dominant win. Dustin Rhodes, good luck in the opening round of the Owen. I know you have passion. Powerhouse Hobbs has power. We'll see which one perseveres in the end. Owen, your thoughts on Scorpio Sky return address? He's back, and Powerhouse Hobbs. Is the Book of Hobbs going to lead to a conclusion of redemption, or is it just a sad ending waiting to happen?
Yeah, so I liked the Scorpio Sky promo. I think he turned babyface because it seemed like a babyface promo to me, but he may not have turned babyface. But I'm just happy to see Scorpio Sky back. I don't know why they kept that guy off TV for so long. I think he had an injury, but he was ready. He was ready to come back for months. So I'm happy he's finally back. I don't know what this means. He never got a rematch either for the TNT title, so I would like to see him on a TNT title match. That would be cool. So there you go. They did show a video package for all the competitors in the men's Owen Hart tournament right before the Powerhouse Hobbs, and I like that video package. That was good. Powerhouse Hobbs versus the indie guy. That was awesome. I always like seeing Powerhouse Hobbs just beat people up. It's really good stuff. I don't know what the guy was thinking going for a small package of Powerhouse Hobbs. That was not a good strategy right there. What was that guy thinking?
Maybe he thought he was going to take him off balance. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that was not happening. I don't know what he was thinking.
No, that wasn't happening in a million years.
Obviously, I'm hoping this means Powerhouse Hobbs is on his own now. It looks like he is on his own now, which I'm happy about. I really don't like Dustin Rhodes being in the Owen Hart. I get, there's a history there, but I just think he's taking up a spot. I feel like Jay White should be in it over Dustin Rhodes. It just seems like an odd choice that Jay White's not in it. I guess they wanted, a baby face for Powerhouse Hobbs to smash and get sympathy for, but it just seems odd that, there's no Jay White in it. Jay White should be in there somehow.
It's the oddest opening round match in the tournament, if we're being perfectly honest here.
Yeah. Maybe this is just because he's retiring this year. This is one thing that Dustin Rhodes wants to do.
And Dustin Rhodes is gonna put over the younger talent. That's what he does.
Yeah. So no. And I'm interested to see what happens. But yeah, I hope Powerhouse Hobbs makes it far. I don't even know if he will win because he's in the same bracket as Ricky Starks, and as we talked about it, Noah, I don't think they're running back Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs this soon because they haven't had it's been a year since they've had a match with each other. Then again, though, there is a trilogy there. I don't think they're 1-1 with each other. Technically, one doesn't count because it was an unsanctioned match, but we'll see.
Zero, you got any thoughts for Scorpio Sky's return and Powerhouse Hobbs' latest chapter being written?
I'm happy. I'm happy he's back. But I hope they do it. But that promo, it may seem like a babyface promo, but I don't think it's like that. I think it's more him coming across, be like, yeah, this is gonna be a better run, all right, y'all. So it's
Yeah.
like it's more neutral than anything.
I
Same
mean,
with Miros, because Miros kind of is a bit neutral in a sense because he didn't basically talk bad about anybody. He just says that now I'm going to be a absolute godless, menacing ass motherfucker who will whoop anybody's ass. So can I ask for the Hobbs match? What's the next match? Anyways,
I
but
mean, not much to be said besides that.
but
And of
also one more
course,
thing. Also,
yes.
okay, so I'm looking at the fucking Owen Hart Cup tournament for the men's side, right?
Yes.
These are the weirdest first round matches, bro.
Yeah.
Well, let's just go ahead and put it out there. Forbidden Door, first time ever encounter. Satoshi Kojima, CM Punk. Well, not first time ever encounter. Go all the way back to 2003. Satoshi Kojima, of course, a Grand Slam champion, AJPW, a former IWGP heavyweight champion. You got Ring of Honor
They
ran back with Samoa Joe and Roderick Strong. And if
That one
Samoa Joe
makes sense.
advances, you run the history of Samoa Joe and CM Punk potentially, where Samoa Joe has never lost to CM Punk. CM Punk has never overcome him. They teased that in the premiere episode of Collision in the main event. And the other side of things, you got two dynamics here where Powerhouse Hobbs is on the rise, but
Weird
so is
ass
Ricky
match.
Starks. Do you renew a feud? Does Bullet Club Gold once again screw Ricky Starks too? So again, it's one of those things where right now the men's is a bit more bizarre, but at least some of the opening matches has merit, and the semifinals could have actual continuity.
I will say too, the reason the CM Punk Kojima match is happening is because obviously it was supposed to be Kenta, but Kenta didn't want to do it, so that's why they
I think both parties didn't want to do it.
I
Yeah, so
wanted
it's what it
Kenta
is.
to join because that shit would be kind of funny.
If Kenta
Oh.
shows up just cause and screws CM Punk, that'd be
I
hilarious.
love Kenta, bro. I don't care what anybody say.
Hey, Fangs is back. Respect Fangs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of respect, believe it or not, guys, the only thing that was left, and they gave this fucking match 30 minutes. What the fuck? Main event time. 8-man tag team match is the AEW Tag Team Champions FTR, Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood with CM Punk and Absolute Record Stocks. Took on Bullet Club Gold, Switchblade Jay White, and Rock Hard. Juice Robinson and the Ass Boys. Austin and Colton Gunn. And immediately in the early going, subtle teasing again. It was CM Punk that kicked things off with a heavy mixed reaction, unfiltered in Toronto. Against Switchblade Jay White. And honestly, the crowd was the story of this match. White flex and jaw jack CM Punk. Punk shoved him back. And White tied in Juice Robinson. Then Punk and Juice went at each other. White Dax came in and the crowd cooled down because they respect FTR for what it's worth. But they really were at their highest in favor when Ricky Starks got in. And then Punk tapped back and immediately the crowd booed. Jay White pushed him into the turnbuckles and they exchanged hard shot. Good lord, the hands of Switchblade Jay White. Dax reflects Juice, then Cash the Doomsday Device on Juice, went for the cover, but it was broken up by Jay White. At one point, CM Punk literally did not only the Hulk Hogan mannerisms and pushed him on the floor, he literally did the Hulk Hogan leg drop. Because again, what did he say last week? Boo me, cheer me, love me, hate me. You all do it because you know I'm right. You don't give a fuck. And we go back and forth. Jay White lit up CM Punk's chest with even more knife edge chops. Dragon Screw leg whip. Again, damn, that move has to freaking suck. Juice Tazing continues to work over Punk's leg. They work over Punk for a good portion of this match with the first Wrestle Quality picture-in-picture. Again, the crowd enjoying this for what it's worth. Then Punk nailed Jay White with a flying crossbar off the top rope. And then we get the guns trying to come into play, preventing Punk from making the tag. Juice has the Punk for his own GTS, but Punk caught him with a high kick and knocked him out. White Starks was able to come into play, bat drop Austin, but White got the blind tag. Starks hit Switchblade Jay White with the Blue Thunder, but then continued countering on the Blade Runner into a Brainbuster. Then Juice came in the ring to break up Starks' pin. You thought he was going to pin Switchblade Jay White because there's unfinished business. Not quite. Dax then spikes Juice with a pile driver, then Punk jumps off the top rope, but Jay White caught him and planted him with a Uranagi, much to the crowd's happiness. Why Jay White's serve also won Ricky Starks. Jesus, that's one of the meanest Uranagis in the game. I don't know what you tell me. Then Ricky Starks went on a spear frenzy, spearing Jay White and both the guns. Why the ref was distracted though, and you thought that everything was in favor for him. It looked like he was going to go for Rochambeau possibly. Rock Juice Robinson clock Starks with a closed fist, left-handed God, and Jay White was able to catch Ricky Starks dazed with the Blade Runner. CM Punk did not win, folks. And Ricky Starks ate the fall. Bullet Club Gold won Switchblade Jay White with the win in the main event and officially ushered in to Bullet Club Gold. I guess I can't call them Ass Boys anymore. Two Guns. The Guns, Austin and Colton Guns. So this main event raises generational talent. It makes Ricky Starks a main event player. It continues the escapade of Bullet Club Gold versus Ricky Starks, now including CMFTR. Teases the idea of Switchblade Jay White for CM Punk. And stay tuned, folks, for real, organic, raw, unfiltered reactions to CM Punk on Saturday nights. Saturday nights may be all right for fighting, but they are not 100% in favor of CM Punk, and they won't be for the long haul. This was a wild-ass 8-man tag, though, and again, with Collision, everything breathed more, everything had more time, but Jesus, 30-minute main event, that's kind of overkill if you ask me. And of course, they'll run down the Forbidden Door card after this, which I'll do here in a moment. Zero, your thoughts on this 8-man tag, and honestly, the audience who gave us the story of this match.
You know what was the most greatest thing during this whole match that I actually popped for?
What?
Juice Robinson finally having trunks and got rid of them stupid ass pants he be having, bro. The retarded ass pants, bro.
Well,
That
that's
shit
also
is-
fair, too. He changed his
Jesus
attire. I don't know why,
Christ.
but yes, he did.
When he introduced those pants, I wanted to smack him. That shit looking stupid.
Look like some sort of like B plus biker. Anyway, continue.
Motherfucker look like a goddamn homosexual biker. That shit looking crazy, bro.
I mean, yeah.
But like,
Continue.
he looked like a South Park character. What's his name, bro? He was like the slave, the freaking sex slave. I forgot his name, but like but this was the fact that they gave this match a lot of time is crazy.
Right.
Like this, like wow, and the end result was even crazier. CM Punk actually lost. Holy shit! Oh my god!
Even though he wasn't involved in the decision.
But
Let's not go down
that
that road, though. Continue.
But it's crazy because like I thought the babyface was going to win, but no, they swerved me. Okay, I see you. Want to do something a bit different, and the guns
Like
are
that.
now officially. They traded their Nerf guns to actual bang bangs, bro. This is crazy.
Upgrade.
They got to upgrade. Now all they need is to not be a bunch of goofballs. It can actually be a credible tag team, because what they could do with this team, they could add more to it. And they could easily do it. They could just add in maybe I don't know, just somebody who is fitting. And to be fair, the Gun Club, they do fit. Not just because of their names. Well, I lied. That's because of the names.
name itself is enough there.
Yes. So now they're gonna be with the Bang Bang Gang. And I don't know which Bullet Club sub faction is even crazier. The one in New Japan currently with all the with nothing but Shibata's children that he raised, or this one. So holy shit.
There you go. Owen, your thoughts on this 8-man tag main event? And the Guns are part of Bullet Club Gold now. They're alongside Switchblade Jay White.
Yeah, so the main event I thought was excellent. I really enjoyed this. My love for tag wrestling. I have a soft spot for it, so I like tag matches. I do wonder if it was too soon for CM Punk to take any type of loss. I know he didn't get pinned, but it did seem a bit too soon for that, just because it's only his second week back in the company. I'm actually okay with Ricky Starks losing. I kind of had a complaint about it. It's like, it seems like they're kind of jobbing out Ricky Starks, but considering the fact, when you see what the first round match is in the Owen, it's Ricky Starks versus Juice Robinson. I think he's going to get his win back on Juice Robinson. So that, as long as that happens, I'll be okay with this. I think I feel like the right team won, because this established the new Bullet Club Gold. The new Bullet Club Gold in AEW now. So you needed to kind of establish that. And I'll just say this when it comes to CM Punk, that everyone's booing him, but they don't want him there. The people backstage, because I hear there's a lot of divide in the locker room about it. CM Punk needed to come back. Like, if the Elite were allowed to come back, it's not fair that CM Punk can't be back. Like, yeah, everybody was an asshole in that situation, but you couldn't bring back one and not bring back the other. That's just not.
I agree.
CM Punk needs to bring back. He's a ratings draw. And, you know, I think he's turning heel. I think this needs to happen now. The crowd reactions, you can't ignore it anymore. He's back. If you think about it, the way CM Punk looks, he looks exactly the same as his heel run in 2012 when he turned heel. So, like, I feel like it makes sense for him to turn heel. I think he should
Very
actually turn
polarizing.
heel. I think what should happen, this probably isn't going to happen, but because of how much, because it's probably not the best thing. I think if he wins the Owen Hart tournament and he turns heel during the Owen Hart tournament, he drops the belt to the floor and completely says that he doesn't respect this. You guys haven't shown me any respect. This company hasn't shown me any respect. This is patronizing and all that type of stuff, and he's just had enough. That's probably not going to happen. But to be honest, I could say, like, it's too hard. I think Owen would, if Owen was alive, he would respect that. I think he would be like, oh, yeah, turn heel, do this. Like, he should just. I think Punk needs to go heel. I feel like they need to get these legal issues worked out with the Elite and CM Punk and all that type of stuff because they need to do business together, and they need to do it sooner than later because the time to strike is now. If they strike too late, no one will really care. They have to do this soon, and I feel like they need to build the CM Punk turning heel, and we're at a good starting stage with that. Have these reactions happen, and we're seeing. All this stuff happened. But this 8-man tag team match was awesome. And yeah, this I like the fact that we're gonna get some non wrestling. You can't do this every week, by the way. Have your main event go this long because then it's gonna kind of diminish your main events and all that type of stuff. You need to balance it out. I'm okay with it for now, but I'm loving Collision at the moment. I think it flows really well as a wrestling show. And I like the fact that it feels different than what you see on Dynamite, because that's the biggest thing I think everyone wanted. Both shows had to feel different, and I think they're doing it really well so far with Collision and Dynamite.
Oh, good deal. So let's go ahead and talk about what's ahead. As, of course, Collision next week will be pre-recorded because they will be live on Thursday night, considering scheduling circumstances and what's happening also next week with some PLE. Who gives a shit? We got 3 more Owen File Men's Tournament quarterfinal matches next week as Dustin Rose takes on Powerhouse Hobbs, Roderick Strong takes on Samoa Joe, and Absolute Breaker Stocks takes on Rock Hard Juice Robinson also. But of course, the men's quarterfinals also continue officially, kicking off at Forbidden Door as CM Punk goes up against Bremen himself, Satoshi Kojima. So much more is ahead at Forbidden Door as they also added 3 more matches on the 0 hour. We got United Empire, Jeff Cobb, Kyle Fletcher, and TJP taking on Los Ignames de Hapong, Shika Takagi Bushi, and Hiromu Takahashi. Also the Mogul Embassy, Swerve Strickland, Toa Leola, and Bishop Khan take on Roppongi Vice, Rocker Mel, Trent Beretta with El Desperado. Stu Grayson goes one-on-one with El Fantasmo. And also, of course, the women's zone continues for the quarterfinals as Athena goes one-on-one for the first time ever against Billy Starks. And we go into our main card. Our opening bout will be for the AEW World Championship as MJF defends the Triple B against the Ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Adam Cole goes one-on-one with Filthy Tom Lawler for the first time ever in singles action. The NJPW IWGP World Heavyweight Championships on the line as Sanada defends an open challenge against Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Hook will be in his corner. Trios action, we have Sting, Darby Allin, and Tetsuya Naito taking on Chris Jericho, Minoru Suzuki, and Sammy Guevara. We also have 10-man tag team match with Blackpool Combat Clubs. John Moxley, Clara Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, Konosuke Takeshita, and Soto Umino taking on the Elite, the Humbucks, Hangman Page, Matt and Nick Jackson, Eddie Kingston, and Tomohiro Ishii. The AEW Women's World Championship will be on the line as Will Nightingale looks to take the gold from Toni Storm. Again, folks, it is what it is with that. AEW National Championships on the line. The failed 4-way special squeeze runs Cassidy for his 25th defense against Zack Sabre Jr. Daniel Garcia, Zack Sabre Jr., by the way, for those that don't know, NWA World Television Champion. Daniel Garcia, no title. Katsura Shibata, they bring up our pure champion. And what I would call a double main event. Tell me otherwise. Kenny Omega looks to successfully defend the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship against the Commonwealth Kingpin Will Ospreay. A rematch being ran back from Wrestle Kingdom 17 earlier this year. And in a dream match, our main event, the American Dragon Bryan Danielson looks to stop the reign in Canada against Kazuchika Okada. What a wild fucking ass night that's ahead for us. So, with that being said, we are pretty much nearing the end of the fuse here at AEW Spark. Don't know where producer man is, but Owen, me and Zero just started predicting. We talked about verbatim and in depth. We also, of course, did the Get to Review. Shout out to AEW family on the Twitter. Last night, you can go check that, folks, out on my Simple YouTube channel. But let's go ahead and get your rapid fire picks for the Forbidden Door pay per view. And again, folks, you want to be part of this fun exhibition. I run a league, All Elite League. This is part of it. You can find the forum on my Twitter, at Team All Elite, at Team SGPW, and on my Simple YouTube channel. So, Owen, let's go through and run it down here. Starting with the 0 hour, it feels like New Japan type of touring showcases here. But let's see what you think. In Trios Action, Logo Embassy or Roppongi Vice and El Desperado? Who you got?
Since they're the ones that are showcased more, and they need to give a win to Swerve Strickland, I'll go Local Embassy.
All right. United Empire or Los Ingobernables de Japón? Who do you got?
Yeah, this is all New Japan match, so I think just because they get more bookings and Kyle Fletcher's AEW, and they've been doing a lot of stuff, I'll give it to United Empire.
Two Canadians, the proud Canadians, fighting it out one-on-one. The Rogers 2 Grayson versus Hero Solo, but he's for the people, El Phantasmo.
I'll go out on a limb and say El Phantasmo.
The women's Owens quarterfinals continue to be underway as we have the undefeated, unstoppable Ring of Honor Women's World Champion Athena taking on bright young up-and-comer independent sensation Billy Starks.
And I'd like to see an upset in the tournament just because the woman seems so predictable, but I'll just go safe and say Athena.
Let's go ahead and talk about the other side of the Owen with the men's quarterfinal. You have Brad Cozy Lariat, one half of course, one of the greatest tag teams ever with Heroes and Tenzin. You have Satoshi Kojima taking on CM Punk.
CM Punk should win this. Like, it doesn't make sense for him not to win.
In our actual opener, it will be MJF defending the Triple B against the Ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi.
MJF retains the way kind of I said earlier.
All right, and then we see what happens with that tag team. Speaking of the blind tag team, the other half of it, Adam Cole goes one-on-one for the first time ever against filthy Tom Lawler.
He'll have a good showing, but he won't win. Well, Adam Cole will win. I don't know. I said that didn't make sense, but I didn't set that up right. Tom Lawler will have a good showing, but he won't win. It will be Adam Cole.
AEW Women's World Championship. You might call it double-edged sword, but it is what it is. Being presented, being defended. The current champion, Toni Storm, goes one-on-one defending the gold against NWA Strong Women's Champion, Willow Nightingale.
Yeah, like this really is a double-edged sword, but
damn it.
I feel like there's going to be a bunch of bullshit. This match is going to be way overbooked, and Toni Storm will win. Jamie Hayter may return here if she's able to, but yeah, this match is going to be way overbooked.
I would love to see that, just saying. In Trios Action, we have Sting, Darby Allin, and Tetsuya Naito taking on Chris Jericho, Minoru Suzuki, and Sammy Guevara.
I've made it pretty vocal, like Jericho needs to get a big win because he hasn't had one in a while, but it's not going to be here. I think there's going to be some dissension, a little bit between Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho, which causes Sting, Tetsuya Naito, and Darby Allin to win.
In 10-man tag team matches, the continued escalation of this war, Blackpool Combat Club's John Moxley, Clark Casanova, and Wheeler Yuta, alongside Don Callis' son, Konosuke Takeshita, and of course, young boy of John Moxley, fellow Death Rider, Shota Umino, take on the Elite, Heyman Page, Matt and Nick Jackson, unlikely allies in Eddie Kingston, and even though he may not get along with him, he respects him, Tomohiro Ishii.
Yeah, this one's tough to pick because this one really could go either way because everybody needs to get a win here, but because Blackpool Combat Club just won at Double or Nothing, we need to get the Elite a victory here. And I think the Elite, Eddie Kingston and Tomohiro Ishii will get the win. And I think Shota Umino will take the L because it won't hurt him that much since he's still kind of like new to New Japan and everything like that.
Well, I can kind of understand where you're coming from with that, but I think Wheeler Yuta's going to eat it because Wheeler Yuta's been the one to eat everything. In Fatal 4-Way action for the AEW International Championship, the title that was established 1 year ago at Forbidden Door, but leveled up since. In his 25th defense, the second ever champion. Fresh Screen George Cash defends the gold against NWA World Television Champion Zack Sabre Jr., Ring of Honor Pure Champion Katsura Shibata, and Jericho Appreciation Society member, former Ring of Honor Pure Champion Daniel Garcia.
Orange Cassidy is going to retain. I feel like if he's losing the belt, he's going to lose it in a one-on-one match.
That's fair. The NJPW IWGP World Heavyweight Championships being defended by the leader of just 5 guys. Sonata taking on all people, John by Jack Perry, with Hook in the corner.
Yeah, Sonata's retaining. He just won the belt. There's no chance Jungle Boy wins the belt.
I don't think anyone's going to question that. Now we talk about the 2 most polarizing matches probably on this card. Kenny Bagata Omega defends the IWGP U.S. Heavyweight Championship against Will Ospreay.
Yeah, this will be the first time I've seen these two face off. I was going to try to watch the Wrestle Kingdom match, but the weekend just didn't really happen the way I wanted it to happen, and I'm just too busy to ever sit down and watch it.
That's fair.
But so this will be the first time I've seen them face off. I think this will be awesome. I think Will Ospreay wins. I think this is going to be some screwy finish with Don Callis interfering, which causes Will Ospreay to win. And it makes sense. We need to get the belt probably back in New Japan, so Will Ospreay winning makes the most sense in the world.
And last but not least, in what is truly called a dream match of epic proportions for the first time ever, a battle who truly is the best in the world, if not beyond this generation. The American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, goes one-on-one for the first time ever against the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada.
This one's really tough to pick, just because they both need a win, and it really could go either way. I don't want to use the whole, well, Brian's older type of thing. He's the veteran. He's not wrestling much. I don't really want to use that logic because, it's really tough. But I think it's going to be close. And I think Okada will just barely win because I feel like with the way I'm predicting this show, I picked mostly for AEW performers to win. And I feel like if you go through a whole show with AEW guys winning, it doesn't get over New Japan. And I think Okada should win this just because it would kind of make New Japan look bad if mainly all the AEW guys beat the New Japan talent. Like, that doesn't benefit the business at all.
Yeah, fair enough. And of course, Kazuchika Okada will be also being a part of G1 Climax this year, looking to become 4-time G1 Climax champion. So we will see what happens. And might I add, Okada and Ospreay are in the same block. So there is another match to run back. Last year's G1 Climax finals, and we will see if Ospreay can finally overcome the Rainmaker on his own. And also, Tamashi Ian and Eddie Kingston, they're in the same block as well. Let's freaking go and run that back. Give me that rubber. I can't wait for that. But speaking of, I can't wait for what's ahead. I really can't wait for what's ahead tonight. I will also give this news out here, too. You talk about foreshadowing, maybe who could show up. Apparently, there's a lot of surprises planned. So tonight is definitely going to be a special night, as after this, we head towards All In. Blood and Guts apparently has been made official for Boston and the TD.
Huh? Oh shit! Thank God I can pause.
All right, fine, dude.
Fuck Xfinity.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so sorry about that, folks. I'm sure I'm having technical difficulty screen, but I also come bearing some news, as just reported by AEW 9 minutes ago. Tony Khan put out, due to illness, Adam Cole isn't cleared tonight. Therefore, Adam Cole versus Philly Tom Lawler match is canceled.
Oh, that sucks.
Damn,
Oh.
that's a bummer. I hope that Adam Cole recovers and is okay, and I hope they do run Filthy Tom Lawler and Adam Cole. So, yes, folks, we have one last match, but it still should be an absolutely amazing show. But that being said, I think we are pretty much about ready to go for what's ahead. So let's freaking go. So thank you once again for tuning in. Let's go.
Oh, wait,
around.
so before, so they're not, so like Tom Lawler's off the show then? He's not having a...
That's correct. That match has been canceled. You have one last match tonight.
Okay. I just thought they do a replacement or something.
Real
Man,
quick.
I'm just happy.
Go ahead,
Yes.
Zero.
I'm just happy my fucking husband is booked, even though like he's on the pre-show. Fucking Hiromu, so
I'm about to say, Hiromu's here, and he's on the show,
Yes,
and he's
I'm
going to be
happy as
crazy,
shit.
so that's all you need to know.
that's my man.
All right.
there.
Well, unless James has a trailer to play, I think we're about done here, so let's go ahead
Yeah,
and promote everybody.
I was just about to say, so in Boston, Blood and Guts is happening?
So rumor has it that at the Boston show that's supposed to be a Blood and Guts, they are returning to the TD Garden next month.
Okay.
Okay, well,
So stay tuned for more on that if it becomes official.
We might want to go to that, man. I'm not gonna lie.
see if you can get Indie Force to go and make it happen. So
Yeah. I'll talk to the boys. We'll see what's up. But yeah,
Either way, you all have fun. And again, folks, hope you enjoy the conversation. If you can, check out Forbidden Door, your local pay-per-view provider. Whether you're domestically here in the States like us, you got Bleacher Report, you got pay-per-view.com, you got Fight TV, you got cable satellite providers, you got Dave & Buster's, you got select feeders, you got Dassin, you got all sorts of ways to be part of this incredible pay-per-view tonight, AEW Forbidden Door from the Scotiabank Arena. I'm just ready to go. I don't know about y'all, so I think with that being said, let's conclude this damn thing, James. So,
yeah, I agree.
Zero. Again, man, always a pleasure. Me and Casey definitely got to talk with you. I mean, since there's 4 blocks, I don't mind if there's 1 or 2 other people with us during the G1 Climax preview. But anything you want to plug, promote, where can people find you?
You can find me. James usually put the link down there, so yeah, just find the one that says XERO and like dot and then the link. I'm right there.
Point up to the sky with both fingers because your logo's in there.
I'm gonna just put it.
Reach for the sky.
But the logo's in there too. No. Like a little bit further down, like up. Yeah. No, upwards.
It's not
there you
freaking
go. No.
air. There's not freaking air traffic control.
Okay. No.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's Color TV, and that's Zero Entertainment. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, but anything to promote Prior 5 is probably coming on. I need to record the fucking matches, but yeah. So like probably on the 30th, maybe. I don't know. It depends how I feel, but yeah. But that's pretty much it. And yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
WYW makes an appearance on Pride 5, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, promote the hell out of that shit. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Get me the freaking Okada versus Bryan Danielson already. Owen, been a pleasure, man. Anything you want to promote, where can people find you?
A lot of things to plug and promote. Obviously, this channel.
Good Lord.
Drink some
Oh,
water,
yeah,
bro.
I was about to say, get some coffee, bro.
John Laurinaitis just arrived. What the hell?
I've been doing shows all day.
I'm the Talkinator, and I'm for the people.
But no, yeah, this channel. A lot of exciting things coming. We have some retros coming. NXT TakeOver London, and then the premiere episode of Raw Underground will be this week. We're gonna do some other ones that we have in the works, and then obviously those past ones. If you want to get yourself excited for Money in the Bank, watch WrestleMania 21 through WrestleMania 26 retros because there's Money in the Bank ladder matches on there we talk about, and then watch the Money in the Bank 2011 retro to get yourself excited for that. And then, let me think. WWE Aftershock. Make sure you check that out. And then, obviously, the past episodes of AEW Spoke. And then my non-wrestling channel is going again. Every other week, there'll be a video. This week was the Ben 10 Guessing Game where, I try to guess everything that happens in that show. And then on July 6th, there will be another video on there. Kiss Times This.
Yeah, the long-awaited sequel to the review that got 500,000 views.
Yeah, Kiss Times Sis season 1, episode 2.
That anime is fucked beyond belief.
Wait till you guys see the thumbnail. That was done by Mike, who does all the thumbnails for my shows now. So wait until you see the thumbnail.
Bro, Zero, I'm gonna send it to you, bro. This shit's fucking wild. Do you know the plot behind this anime at all?
I think I heard of it, but
yeah. Well, send it to Noah too. I want to hear Noah's reaction to the fucking thumbnail.
So unfortunately, now we are reviewing this show strictly to absolutely shit on it. Okay, just for the record, I just want to preface that immediately. The anime kind of promotes some fucked up thing called.
I think I know what you're talking about now.
Incest is wincest, even though it's not. So Mike kind of.
Oh, lovely hentai.
Yeah, it's basically
yeah.
Which is weird because it's basically just softcore hentai, but they call it anime. I don't get it, but
I'm about to watch the show now just to see what the fuck y'all.
Yeah, I'm just gonna send it to both of you because Mike Mike took some.
I told Mike to do.
liberties.
I told Mike to do. I told Mike to do what he wanted, and that was a mistake.
Yeah, it wasn't ever. All right, hold on. Did you send it to me or did Mike? I think you did.
I sent it. I sent it to you.
Okay.
I can send it.
So Zero, I'll have to send this to you on Discord, but I'm gonna send it to Noah first, just for convenience sake.
I'm about to watch one episode, and if this shit's wild, I'm about to get both of y'all.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up, and they immediately shit on it bad. Like Owen and AJ absolutely shit on it. So yeah, that's the thumbnail. Owen's in the middle of that fucking travesty, by the way.
All right, well that's a thing.
Where is it at?
He just touched all he knows.
Where is it at? Hold on,
I'm sending it to you, Zero. Just wait. I have to go on Discord to send it.
I mean, at this point, I'm just waiting for the queue to close this thing out after this thumbnail thing, because Owen was doing his plugs, and then we got stuck with thumbnail chat.
Yes, we did.
I'll plug other stuff while this is going on, and then obviously we're gonna do some crossover stuff. There's gonna be a simple take and an AEW Spark crossover. We're covering Forbidden Door, and then a rundown ATW View crossover like we did last year. So that will be fun. Yep. And then we'll just wait. We're just waiting for Zero to see this thumbnail, and then we're just gonna close this out. So.
All right, it is sent to you, my guy. It is sent to you. Let's
fair enough.
I should deadass whoop your ass right now, man.
Oh my gosh!
Both of y'all need to be.
I didn't do it. I just had nothing to do with that. That was all Mike.
Before Zero gets short-circuited against FTW, let's go ahead and get everybody a fine adieu. All right? Thank you, everybody, for tuning in once again to AEW Spark. If you want to know more about me, know this. For I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of
down my volume right now.
professional wrestling, damn it! But I digress. You can find me on the Twitter and YouTube primarily, and in Foster 1916 for all things wrestling. Shout out, of course, to the entire TW family on the Twitter and other social media promotions. Stay tuned, of course, for me and James Hebert providing you play-by-play coverage and commentary for the entirety of Forbidden Door tonight across the Championship Network Multiverse Media. Well, you'll literally, see this in the future. So, blah, 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 blah. Also, stay tuned for a Simple Take Wrestling Rundown crossover, as these guys and JJ will all be back with our post-thoughts in a simple review format that I do on my Simple brand, called the Simple Take for Forbidden Door as well. And then we move into WWE for Hush Money in the Bank. We'll see what happens with that stuff too. And there's so much more to come, as AEW Spark is always going to be in the weekly forum to keep you in tune with all things AEW too. But as always, to conclude, there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters, just fans with opinions for this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too, treasure your families, and just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It's as simple as that. With that being said, thank you so much once again for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. Hit the bell to know when the next video goes live or on demand of any of these channels. Hit the subscribe button. Help us keep growing our YouTube communities. Our passion is not going to let up anytime soon, I assure you. And as I talked with Zero earlier, stay tuned for Simple Bracketology and coverage on G1 Climax 33, Born in the Ring, to come soon, alongside the Wrestling Encyclopedia, Casey Gallagher, other parts, and welcome to join the fun too. For producer man James Hebert and the Xfinity that curses him worse than Danhausen. For Zero. For Owen Finch, I am the Simple Man Noah Foster. Thanking you all once again for tuning in to AEW Spark. So until next time, enjoy Forbidden Door, enjoy professional wrestling, make a positive impact in life, and have a good night. For we are AEW.
Owen, say a catchphrase.
Since this is being recorded in the past, we will talk to you guys in the future. Hopefully you enjoyed the Forbidden Door.
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as AEW content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.